moments lead us in places now, and that's going to ruin the game, and I shouldn't do that, but whatever. Anyways, enough about Prop Hunt. Let's get into the game, if we're all ready. Alright, well, Mook, whenever you're ready to take us away with the recap.
Sure. So we started the last session with Rick going back to the bar and talking to Eberk a bit and doing a little investigation of the scene. Rick ends up punching Eberk after Eberk admits to letting his employee die to the doctor. And we look around for, once we get the group back to the place, we look around and we find that the corpse doesn't seem to be dragged anywhere. Holodoc does a brief check in with the gods to see what the outcome of furthering this investigation is going to be, and it seems to be bad for us. Nevertheless, we continue doing it. We start looking around, find some hints of necromancy on the corpse of the woman, as well as the Iron Maiden. We find that the Iron Maiden is likely what is creating these undead. And we also start to learn that this seems to be a place. The doctor seems to be a prominent member of some Lamashtu cult, because we find some tomes with 3 scraps of leather, and we find other paintings with the Lamashtu in them. And the eyeball is an eyeball of Lamashtu. We find some bowls around the eyeball that have some powderized arcanite in it, and we do some investigation. As Rick takes out the arcanite, it seems to be focused on it, and Holodoc starts to look at the 4 hides of Lam, but finds that there are only 3 leather straps to it, and the 4th is long lost information that is sought after. We also find an enchanting table with a mortar and pestle, and we start to go down the little alleyways, the little hatches that are there next to the eyeball, and we find that they lead to the sewers. And Rick does a sort of check on the stone and finds that the stone has been growing for a period of about 3 to 6 months. And so after we investigate the Iron Maiden, we go down to the sewers and have a little bit of a look around, or at least Holodoc does, and we try to excavate the eye and find that when we do, it just is floating in the air. Holodoc learns about a ritual that can be done to disconnect dark gods from the prime material, and we cover the eye for now in the rug and tapestry. Satho, we then go into the room and we look around. Satho finds that this furniture is from a different giant, and we learn about Golemrum, the turtle-like giant with multiple shells that go miles up and is essentially a nation unto himself. Holodoc and Satho sleep on the bus, and Holodoc talks about envying Satho's death. And then we meet in the morning a ranger called Miss Andry, because she hates men just so much. She's a ranger with the Balancers that has a relationship with Rosefinch and sells wyvern pelts. We traveled to Rosefinch, and he says Moonsnakes told him about Holodoc's condition, and he tells us about a group of Anati called the Secret Guest. And Miss Andry found them while hunting wyvern. The Secret Guest are a renowned band of Anati known for their expertise in various subjects, and they roam the land in secret and gather knowledge of all kinds. Rosefinch is concerned for them, but others may not understand them, so he kind of sends us to check in on them. And then there's a little bit of a discussion about how Satho feels about their relationship, and they talk about what could be if Satho decides not to rejoin his group. But for right now, Satho seems to be committed to rejoining them, though there is maybe a hint of thinking about other options. Rick gives a sending stone to Eberk, and then we go to some hot springs and some forgotten undergarments. Oh wait, and there's some forgotten undergarments because there's people fucking in there. Forgot about that. We learn that Miss Andry is actually Mrs. Andry. And then we go on to find the secret guest in a cave. We ask them about the cure to what they call the gut breakers. And we kind of learned that they want to take down our giant. And then some Night Ordinator comes, a Shadow Walker, Dunman comes and has some Trollkin. And we get into a fight because he really wants to kill these guys.
And
that's
I
where we're
cannot
going
wait.
to.
Is where we return to the hideaway of the secret guest, where a battle to defend Hodok's possibly only hope. Who knows? You could probably still make it with an airship. You guys are relatively in range of the city, but who knows? We jump back in the middle of a battle. Dunman at the top of the round, looking around, not seeing Satho, because I didn't forget that he is invisible, and I never did. Not last week, not the week before, not ever. Dunman looks around.
I like how my light effect actually affects the rain near me because it turns into purple rain, purple rain.
Purple rain.
That's pretty good.
That's why the dog's just staring up into the rain like, ooh, pretty.
Looks like rain.
uh,
Best scene.
right, let's see here.
Oh, and these guys next to me are in like this perpetual loop of life and death.
Yep.
Because we can't stop him from getting up, or it just doesn't matter because Aldok just keeps killing him instantly.
Yep.
Because we can't stop them from standing up, but when they do stand up, their movement speed is so low that they can't actually do anything. Yeah.
We're the heroes, guys.
I mean, they're not dead yet.
I don't think any of them's dead. I marked this one as dead, but
Wait, actually, hold on. Things going to 0 HP and then standing back up, as I recall, causes exhaustion in our games.
that doesn't count for trolls.
Ah, whatever. DM.
Immune to exhaustion.
Okay, DM.
That's the power of regeneration.
Oh.
Let's see. Oh, game's paused.
How does it
Dunman.
feel to die
Dunman.
and come back?
Not exhausting in the slightest.
It's over and
We
over.
regenerate really quick.
Without the sweet embrace of death.
I feel
Just
fine.
teetering back and
Let's
forth
go,
only
no
for
way.
me.
I just want to get up now.
Please stop this.
No.
You see, Satho, you see Dunban like take off and he jumps over this stone and like the stepping stone here, and then he's going to. I'm trying to see if he has movement. Let's see. He is then going to try and make the jump. All right, now, don't fail me. And he jumps. Yeah. Nice. And that's about. Oh, and then I'm gonna bonus action dash. Yeah. Oh. You boys aren't doing too good. Maybe it's time I go find backup. That's gonna bring us to this one's turn. It's a toughie, isn't it?
No one's really dead yet. We could still maybe talk.
Make your persuasion check.
Off in the distance, Sladok staring in the sky, just laser beams murdering these things constantly. Oh wait, no, one of them is dead.
Dunman looks at you.
He'll get up.
Look. All right. I'll admit, this isn't looking optimal for the side of the law today. If you drop your spell and like resolve this peacefully for a moment, we can at least discuss this for a bit. But at the end of the day, you know what has to be done here. Can we agree on that?
Talking to me?
He's talking to
You
all of
talking to
you.
me? I don't know if we can speak out of turn.
Yeah, 6 seconds of free speech around that you kind of use intermittently. Just try to keep. The idea is to keep up with your 6 seconds within one round and try to limit it. But it's all
I
you
told
can do.
you
it,
I would not start this, but I will finish it. I will do what I must do. I respect the law, but I must leave.
I can agree to the terms as long as you agree to the end of the day part.
Sounds like we have an agreement. And he sheaths his rapier. A sign of trust. And then can you drop your spell so my boys can get up? And this one like regenerates, and I forgot why this was happening, but I think because regeneration.
The idea is that they happen at the start of both of them start at the start of the turn, and that they get to decide the order. So the damage
right,
happens
they
before
decide this
stand up,
order.
and then they stand up. Yeah.
The creature decides the order. That's right. We found that out. Yep.
Yep.
That's true. So, yep, that's what happens. And he's like, please, this is living hell.
I know. I know so well.
Oh, please drop the spell.
Can I insight check the guy?
Yeah, Dunban, I get an insight check. What are you inciting for, though, specifically?
The if he actually agrees, if the sheathing the rapier is genuine, and if he actually intends to work with us, or I'm trying to see if he's trying to like pull one over us, like on a technicality, that kind of shadiness. Is he shady, or is he like understanding of the situation? That's what I'm trying to get.
Yep. You get a pretty solid read on him based on these rolls here. You get the sense that based on his posture and his tone, like this is a sign of understanding. Like he does seem to be on the up and up about his thing. He seems to understand his situation here. He at least is being earnest about agreeing to the terms that he has said so thus far. It doesn't seem like he's trying to like loophole you. It doesn't seem like he's like trying to like letter. There's no letter of the law getting fucked like here. It's very what he said is what he meant.
Yeah, Hladak we'll stop with the spirit guardians at least.
All right, now maybe we'll get somewhere.
It should not have to go this far for us to just have a conversation.
Well, you are kind of getting in the way of me stopping some terrorists right now.
And you are a threat to my life, because this cannot wait a single day.
What's more important, the life of yourself or the life of all the people in Azora?
The two are not so different.
Are they not? Seems like a simple numbers game to me.
You must not know who I am. You are not
Can't
close
say
with the
that I do.
Ordinators, clearly.
There's
My
a lot
life
of 'em
is
over
worth
there.
the same as those I would save.
All of them? Collectively?
All of them.
Collectively? Like, interesting point of view. I don't see it that
It's a
way.
necessary one.
To me, my life ain't worth, well, more than one or two.
My life is not worth the city. My life is worth 24 hours.
Hmm.
To
And
say
what if this
otherwise
24
is
hours cost the city? What if
to say
24 hours
otherwise
from
is to
now?
incite more violence. I'm not going to argue about the validity of my living in exchange for a day. We can do this again if you want, but I will talk no more. You will wait, or you will fail.
I've already agreed, but just know, if anything comes of this, blood's on your hands.
I'm becoming used to it as of late.
Maybe you should get a little more responsibility. Find a respectable faith, perhaps, with Abadar.
How about you take your men, and you shut up, and you wait. Bind yourselves to your terms.
He walks over. Come on, boys. All right. Okay.
Yeah,
Ish, wolves.
Rick backed away slowly from
This
this
one's in
barbarian.
the Blood Rager with him like, well, good fight. And he kind of puts his fist up.
Yeah, good fight.
And he kind of walks, like limps off. He's fucked up. All right, all right. I'm gonna keep my boys here. My troll kin here. You see their wounds are already regenerating, and like within a few like minutes, they're back to full. They're well, they're new, but they're all right. So I'm gonna keep them here to keep a lookout, but I gotta get my friend here back to get some medical attention. So
Can Rick do an insight to see if he's gonna get back up then?
he's gonna get back up then.
Yeah, like if it seems like he's not just going to get medical attention, but also going to get.
Oh, get back up. I got you.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like get off the ground as it, but like
No.
get back. I
Yeah.
got you. Make an insight check.
Not very good. No. Okay.
He could roll worse. Based on what you're reading here, it's hard to say.
Just so I can be sure, any chance he could stay here, maybe not go back to your camp.
You got a way to heal him?
Anybody got anything? Holodoc, you're a healer. Oh, but you're gonna be under the knife.
You have a single potion, and I suppose I didn't plan for it. It's a show of good faith.
You know, I could
Much
have
appreciated in the eyes of the law.
learned healing. I didn't really study that well. Didn't seem necessary.
Well, he kind of walks over. So you're
Save
gonna heal
your
me,
potion.
right?
I have
Potion?
magic to spare. And yeah,
Oh, great.
Holodoc is gonna like kind of aggressively, honestly, like reach out and fucking grab this dude by the head, like just hold his whole ass head in his hand. And squeeze a little bit, but probably not enough to actually cause any discomfort. Just a little, just to intimidate him a little bit, and then I'm gonna cure wounds him.
All right.
I'll cure wounds at second level while I'm at. Just like, I could just do it. It would be so easy. I could just open my mouth and just let it rip. He thinks to himself.
Nice.
Baby roll.
He healed him automatically. Nice. Very cool. You see as his wounds start to close, he's like, ugh, I'm still pretty badly injured. Ooh, now I'm still quite injured. I'm just injured.
Walk it off.
Fair enough. I don't know why I'm just copying his accent. I had a normal accent, but you know, sometimes it's just infectious. I know how it is. Don't you worry about it. He wants to be like me someday, but he'll never be a halfling, I tell you. Anyways,
Is that racist?
no, it's just a fact.
I mean, yeah, true, but you think that's what he wants to be? Is like a halfling, not like you in like personality. You think the quintessential nature of you is halfling?
Well, it attributes a lot to my speed, which is kind of a big thing.
Okay, well, you could just say he's not fast.
Yeah, he's very slow.
Just
Anyways,
something to think about.
he's a good kid, though. Hangs out with them sorcerer types, though. Doing that stuff with the Arcanine. I don't know why that's legal, but hey, it is. Anyways,
Wait, what do you guys do with Arcanine?
Shadow Walkers? Or you mean him?
Both of you.
Well, I personally don't really use stuff, but if I ever come across it, I usually sell it to his kind to pay some bills worth quite a bit of coin. And the Blood Rager looks towards you. Well, the secrets of the Order are not mine to give.
Okay. Who can I get him from?
You would try retort.
All right, I will.
Oh, well. Anyways, you better get what you need done. I'm gonna give you till sundown.
That is not long enough. A day.
Give you till the next dawn, but we'll
A
be here
day.
for all of it. Make a persuasion check.
If your lives are not worth 24 hours, who are you to judge mine?
Ooh. He looks at you. Fine. 24 hours. That's what you get.
You're welcome.
Right. We'll see if you'll be saying that if this goes how I expect.
If it goes how you think, then it won't matter.
Oh, it will if mattered.
Yeah, well, I just leaves.
Hey! This one on the wall. Oh, go ahead.
You guys need any help with the cleanup part after the 24 hours?
You offer any services?
Yeah, I can help.
If you really want to help, you'd rein that lizard in.
No. He's important. So he's got to get this done. And they're the ones that can do it. You don't just throw the knowledge away. You get use from it. You learn from it.
Is he worth risking the entirety of this city for? Don't you have some vested interest here, dwarf?
If this place goes down, it ruins a lot of plans, but not a lot of investment just yet. But I don't want it to, so I'll keep an eye on him.
What might those plans be, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I hope to get settled here. Real settled.
He looks at you and he kind of just like analyzes your cut. Oh, I have to update your art. I'll do that
Oh, sure.
in a minute. And he looks at you. Right. What exactly is your profession there?
I'm one of the sons of Barrack.
Oh yeah, I heard of your bunch. Alright. Alright. What's your name?
Rick, and I'm an exchange student. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Dunban. And he puts his hand out.
Yep, I'll shake
Gloved
it.
in leather. Shakes it.
Gloved in rings and armor. This like a thunder gauntlet that he still got on.
Nice gauntlets.
Thanks.
Exchange student? The
The
academy?
artificers. Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. That where you made them fancy gizmos you got with you?
No, I made them back home.
Impressive. Well, I won't pry too much more, but I do want to know. Sons of Barrack, you come from Viren, right?
Yeah, you know your stuff.
Yeah, I try to stay informed. Far away from home.
Yeah, but home is where you make it.
I'm sure we'll be seeing more of each other as time goes on. But anyways, your friend probably needs you in there for your moral support.
Oh yeah.
And you, Lore Master,
Yes.
or sorry, I don't know if you have your own tower yet, but Lore Keeper, should I say?
You should.
Well, Lore Keeper. How's this all sit with you? You really... I don't know. Every Lore Keeper, every Lore Master, everyone in those towers, they usually put the city before all else that I know. All a bunch of good, lawful, abiding citizens that I like. Why are you going along with all this?
Sometimes you make a bond. It's worth quite a bit. And when you've learned enough, you learn that a plot to take down a giant is usually quite as fallacious as the last one.
You know, those plots, they only end up that way because of people like me and, well, if I got my insight right, people like you being out there, making sure they go that way.
People like me and people like you are aware of this one. It gives me faith.
I have faith in one thing and one thing alone, and that is Abadar himself. And his teachings are pretty clear on the whole matter. Gotta live by the letter of the law, the code of the law, and the spirit of the law. And, well, the spirit says put the city before all else. That's all I know. Anyways, I better get to making some shelter here. This rain's gonna... Who knows when it's gonna let up.
It was perhaps being forceful before, but we have been warned of wyverns in the area.
Hmm.
So if you are to stay outside, just eye on the sky, I suppose.
Appreciate the heads up. Tips his hat to you.
Suppose I'll see you in 23 hours.
See you then. Then as you guys head inside, you see they're all sticking, all of the Nadi like still sticking to the walls like Spider-Man. This one in the middle. Yo, it all cool? Heard shouting. They going to they dead?
No,
That's not good. They seem like intent on killing us.
Yeah, well, look at us. We didn't even take a scratch, really. So if they come back, we'll stop them.
All right. Need guarantee though. We do surgery after we pack up equipment. That's going to take at least a couple days. You have to protect us for then.
No,
Yes.
I do not have a couple of days. The eggs are already hatched.
No, look
I
at
would
you.
not be
You'll be
here if
fine
it was
couple
not
days.
urgent.
I am very good and naughty doctor. Look at you, fine. Couple days, no difference. Problem.
Yeah, Hodok's the No.
Look, it's not that I don't want to help you. It's I have to look out for me and mine, you know. We all die here if we don't do
We
this right.
are looking out for you and yours. If not for us, you would be powerless. You cannot look out for your own. You need us. I have saved your lives today. All of yours. I count 5. I simply ask for 1 in return. Help me.
How do I know you're going to follow through and help me afterwards?
Because I could force you, but I won't.
You could force me to do surgery? I'd like to see you. Unless you're talking about magic. Which would
Correct.
be pretty fucked up if you think about
It would be, which is why I will not do it. Ability is not willingness. You have the ability to save me, but the question is, are you not willing?
I have to save the secret guests first. Our work is too important.
What is your work?
Well, you see,
Is this thing important?
this thing is important. Well, it itself, it is simple machinery. We have a device used to send seismic waves, find caverns. This is good for building hives, yeah. But no, we use it to scan giant. And, well, it is purely precautionary. We look for weak spot on giant just in case we need to use. No plans to use, just in case. Good of
Why
for a
would you
naughty
need
hive.
to use?
Well, for good of hive, it is proactive information gathering. Staying ahead of threat.
I have bought you all 24 hours. No more. I cannot let you leave this place until I am saved. Afterwards, I would run if I were you. The only thing keeping those men outside of this hollow, killing all of you, is the deal that we made. As soon as it is done, we will not protect you. But you will have a chance. Do not throw it away.
Okay. Fine. We will leave, but you must promise us one thing then. When we are gone, you will destroy this equipment. Cannot let, no offense, the people here study our technology.
Is it necessary for the surgery?
Call it a personal favor to the secret guest.
I'm asking, is this device necessary for my surgery?
This is just for. But we could use the next 24 hours the readings we could use. So do not break it now, please.
The sooner that my friend can start working on it, the sooner we can confirm it's a successful scuttling.
And
You play a risky game.
we are pretty sneaky folk, but do you have plan to get us out of here? Only one way out of cave.
No.
Help with that would also be appreciated. If
We
the
have
secret
helped
guest,
you already.
Well, think about it like this. The secret guests have many contacts, many connections within the Nadi Central Hive. We know Queen herself. We are her personal servants sometimes, many times. Being friends with us, doing us favors, would go a long way.
We have already done you a favor as a
Right,
show
but
of
if-
faith.
But if we do not get out of here, we can never repay that favor.
If the
Okay.
queen is so powerful, where is she now? Why does she not save you in your moments of need?
Hey,
She's not a god.
I've got an idea. I can maybe distract the guards that are outside. I've got this signal whistle here. I can whistle when I'm about to go distract them, and then you take that moment, you run out and try to take the head start. We can't fight them, and we can't stop them physically. But we can buy you more time and send them off your trail.
I appreciate that. Well, let us do the surgery first, and then when it is done, we will make a break in the dead of night.
That is all
Well-
we can do. I will not fight for you. I already have.
I will help prepare the medical area. We will all work together on this. And you see they all kind of come together and they start clearing off some of these tables and the furniture, wood furniture, to like make it like a clear table, and they slide them together. Oh wait. This is the
Oh, wait.
perfect opportunity for the newest.
While they're rearranging the house and feng
Yeah.
shuiing their surgery room, Pladok's taking off his armor.
And Rick's like pretty much filling up this door.
Kind of get a rudimentary lab set up here. Okay, there we go, there we go, there we go. Nice. Nice. And they're like high-fiving each other. It's like they're putting this together. Nice. Okay, come lay on table and ready. Look at it, it's beautiful. Don't fall in the hole, be careful. It is dangerous. But as you lay down on the table here, and they start to measure out the medicines and get ready to perform the operation, anything you two are doing at this time as Hodak begins to undergo surgery? It's gonna be, and they look at you. It is going to be probably a few hours as you see Hodak getting anesthetized and starting to go under. It's a little loopy. But if you want to hang out here, you can. If you need to do things, do things, whatever. Up to you. I will need scalpel, please. Let's see. Ooh, these scales are going to be tough to break. We might need to use a hammer and chisel. Alright. Well, it'll work. Or we could use a saw. Only we had proper equipment. If we had something with like power, and then they kind of go on and on, like discussing the best way to approach this surgery.
At the mention of like tools and things, Rick might come up and offer some help. What do you need? I got this light hammer that could probably break some scales, and then I got
That'd be great. If
Yeah.
we were looking for like, I don't know if you know the concept, but like a little imagine like like a sawmill. Imagine big sawmill thing that you Zorans use, and then like little stick, like little tiny saw.
He's
that's
just going
spinning
through
around.
his tools, his many sets of tools. He's like, I don't know if I get anything like that, but let me see. I got these Mason's tools. I got some Tinker's tools. I don't think there's anything in there. Yeah. Even if he
With
doesn't
your
have
artifice, you can like kit bash any kind
it.
of.
Oh, I can. Oh, yeah. He's like, oh wait, give me an hour. Give me an hour.
Ooh, yeah, I like the way you think. Sawmill, but tiny. All right.
Okay, yeah, I got that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say this would definitely fall in the You can add a knotty handsaw to based on the design. They show you like a design, like kind of teach you, like and instruct you a little bit about it. and you can add that to your inventory. It's just like a little medical saw. It's like a little,
Oh,
it has a little
cool.
circular blade, it has like a little handle. The handle's a little interesting by their design, but you refit it to a dwarven handle because, of course. But yeah, you can add that to your inventory. Little handsaw. But it's good for medical purposes, but it's good enough to cut through scale
Cool.
for sure. Yeah, it looks you. These will be big help. Appreciate.
Yeah, no worries.
Turns it on, whirs it up a little bit, and yeah, begins to saw through the chest cavity of Hladok here now that he's under. You see the scales begin to break and the flesh begins to tear as he kind of makes a clean break with the saw to break up all this scales here, and then goes in with a scalpel to get a clean cut on the flesh itself underneath. Cutting through, the surgery continues for some time. About an hour or two pass as more and more, layers are removed. The rib cage is kind of like broken open, and bones are taken moved aside to allow access to some intricate areas. And it looks like they're doing some pretty complex stuff here as they start to like go through the innards and start to prepare to remove the eggs. And you see actually as like they're kind of getting to the infected parts, the eggs have almost they're almost like tiny little sea urchins that have kind of spiked out all around in the innards, and like they are impaling inside of the guts and like the intestines, and they're like kind of pinning themselves all throughout the interior of Hladok's guts essentially. It's a pretty gruesome and graphic surgery to watch as these spines have to be intricately removed one at a time by these the handsaw. The little saw you made helps with this as they like trying to cut off the tendrils that are connecting to all of the various parts of the blood vessels and all that without damaging any organs, and slowly have to be removed. And in some places you see like where it is like impaled into flesh has to be taken off and stitched together again essentially. Like there has to be like gaps filled, and it's looking dubious, but this kind of goes on for a little bit more time. Anything you two want to be doing this time?
Did Rick manage to cover up the entrance, or?
Oh yeah. Just to say what Rick was doing. Rick would be going back here. He'd be like, after doing his little bit of help, he'd be going back here, but he's taking a look at this thing. He's too far away to like keep an eye on them, but he wants to look at this table to get a pretty good understanding of it.
You want to check this thing out? So this is like a big device in a hole.
Oh, okay.
It's got a lot of intricacies to it. But go ahead and make a Tinker's Tool check. I really should make a tech skill. I keep thinking about it. I think I'm gonna add a technology skill. It seems to be more and more relevant in a lot of these games.
Wait, what? No, wait, what?
Oh, it should be
I've done-
intelligence based.
I have to be, okay, well then that would be, and I have to
15.
add my proficiency to all these
Okay.
things.
Aren't you expertise?
18.
Am I? Is that a thing?
I think you just
I double?
become an expert in your thing.
Oh, okay.
I think, or that's a battlesmith thing. I think it's
Let's
an artificer
assume
thing.
not, because that's safer. So then it is my intelligence, which is +5. So 10, 15, plus proficiency 3, 18.
18? Looking this thing over, it is in fact what they say it is. This is a complex Anati device that sends out seismic waves through the ground. Dwarves have something like this, especially Clan Varric. They use a little bit different methodology, though. The dwarves apply a little more runic magic typically to do this. Looks like these Anati are using some sort of different artifice to do this. This looks like it is a little more mechanical and scrapped together. And it actually, based on your understanding here, it is actually fairly reminiscent of design. Actually, It's almost like an offshoot of an older design found in Regatian Magitech. Which you know Regatia is the big human.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Magocracy.
That's it for Rick. And then he's just he's watching the Anati. If they come close, he just kind of is like very kind of clearly blocking the doorway, but he's not going to stop them from getting to their desks or anything.
Oh,
Yeah.
so Rick is just like standing in the doorway, not blocking it with objects, kind of
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
He's
okay.
not forcing them in there or anything.
You're not locked. I'm not locked in here with you.
You locked in here with me. Oh, yeah.
Maybe if any of the Anati take a break or something, and this is
blue one
obviously
does.
not exactly my forte, so I might also loop Rick in, not to be racist or anything, but this area, is it solid stone? Is there no area that looks like it might be slightly weak based on the structure of the walls?
You're asking this to the Anati or asking this to Rick?
If I can get both of them within the hours that we have.
No, yeah, you get this. This blue one takes a break over here. He comes over to like eat some bugs off of this rotten bread over here, and you get a good an opportunity to talk to both Rick and this Anati. And he looks at you. Oh, hi.
Greetings. I was just thinking about our deal here, and thought we might be able to hit two birds with one stone, as it might be. You've been in this cave for some amount of time. Would you say that any of it seems perhaps less structurally sound than other spaces?
And I'm thinking about it. That has to be probably. Looking around, seismic readings. Oh, I guess I could use this seismic reading thingy that like reads underground stuff to figure something out there.
Would be a good idea.
In the meantime, could Rick do like a Mason's tools check or anything on this structure and just like get a good look at the different areas, see if there's anything that he can tell?
Absolutely.
If it helps you at all, there are two specific things that I'm thinking of. One is this gunpowder charge. You could perhaps burst a certain area. The stones would fall on your device, breaking it, and perhaps make an opening that you could escape through. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this in telepathy so that I'm not saying it out loud.
Right. Oh, fancy brain talk. He's like Queen.
And at the introduction of explosives, Rick's gonna get pretty excited. He's gonna be like, "Oh yeah, let me check."
Other option.
Oh, big bomb.
Yes, the other option might be, and I guess I have to repeat this twice, once for each person, that I can make a large enough hole. Perhaps the structure of the ground would be so weak that cave-in would occur into the other hole, and perhaps a wall, an opening for you to escape, easy enough to blame on you and not me.
True, bomb suspicious. This less suspicious. You create a point in the ground, an area of dirt. The ground buckles in a 5-foot radius, 10-foot deep pit opens around that. The surface is not large enough to contain the pit. The surface only has to be large enough. Oh, interesting. Yeah, make a, what is your Mason's tool check there, Rick?
Oh yeah, sure. Mason's tools.
Because the create pit idea is certainly possible. You should have found the right spot, essentially.
21.
You look up, based on what Satho's talking about here, and like based on the idea and the plan here, and you like look at the structure of this cave. This cave is kind of underneath a large hill, more like a rocky, almost a small karst, almost like a mini karst. But it is at the very top, at the very apex of this chamber. You could create a pit that could like make a hole through the top. That would be possible. Another option would be theoretically to climb up to the edge of this cliff here, and on this side specifically, on this wall right here, I'll actually mark this wall. You could also create a pit that would make a hole big enough to possibly crawl out of.
Is this telepathy
spot.
two ways? Can I talk back?
I don't think it actually
Okay.
2 ways, but let me double check. I can actually throw it in the chat.
Probably not then.
No, it doesn't give the creature
Okay.
ability to respond to you. No.
Well then, as like the blue guy is like going around, and well, he seems distracted, and the other one seems distracted. He's just gonna come over to Sathor and whisper, "If you want the bug guys alive, I'm okay with that, but I want the middle thing. We can both be happy at the end of this."
And Zathra will respond telepathically, just throw away, not destroying the machine.
That's what I'm hoping. If we can get them out of here without destroying the machine, so we can have it.
If you spot an area where that might be feasible,
Was it this wall that could be pitted to get out?
You can pit that, yeah, because there's a cliff structure here basically where there's enough of a surface to cast the pit, and if you cast a pit there, it would create enough of a hole that you could literally just push through the dirt on the other side, pretty much.
Yeah. You have 2 of those pits. How many times can you do that pit?
I believe I could make a few.
Okay. Is there any chance you could sneak out of here, make a pit a little ways off, and then I could maybe go up? Maybe one of us goes up to the guards, makes a big deal that one of them escaped, and we lead them over to this pit. And then while that's happening, the other ones escape out of another pit on this side wall. They're naughty. I gotta figure they're good climbers, so they could probably
Just to
get
confirm,
around this cliff
this is like whispered but out loud, right?
face. Yeah.
Cool. Can you make a stealth check for me?
Yeah, no worries.
Just to make sure you're being kind of quiet.
What about a 3? I should be in my stealth armor.
I was gonna say I'd use your charisma modifier in this context, but that would only give it a 4, so still. Yeah.
True.
But yeah, keep going. Whatever you're doing.
No, I think that was his plan, is essentially to lead the guards away and let the Anati escape out of a hole on a cliff face, because he figures they can climb pretty well. So if we can just buy them time, maybe it'll be sufficient, and they'll get out alive, and we'll get this table.
All right.
And then he goes back to guard.
Few more hours pass as the surgery continues. It's beginning to get a little darker. You hear the sound of a crackling fire out there. It sounds like they made a little camp. Oh shit! I should have got like some tents and shit. That'd been cool. That's a cool object to get. Unironically, then when we like set up camp, that'd be kind of cool. I didn't get a tent, did I? I did. No, but I did get a bed. Oh well. But
They just pull out their.
they just pull out their
guns.
bed. Yeah. It's late in the night. Not late in the night. Actually, yeah, it's pretty late. It's like 11 o'clock at this point. Okay, let's see how we did here, folks. Oh! It looks like surgery was pretty good success. They all give thumbs up at you guys. He should be waking up, well, any minute now. And, like, well, Doc, you do start to come into consciousness a little bit foggy, a little bit, drugged up. And you actually come, oh, he's a little bit faster than we thought. He must have tolerance.
Hmm.
I'm brawny.
You might feel a little chest pain. Your ribs are a little, broken, but we got it mostly healed, actually. You had some, like, weird, like, when we first sort of started cutting, you had, like, this weird, like, Twilight shield around you. We had, like, breakthrough. It was weird, but we got through it.
Oh, yeah, them. Yes.
Anyways. Be careful, your chest probably hurt a little bit, but, now we can rest for a second. Did surgery pretty quick, actually, relatively.
Yeah. Well, Doc's gonna sit up and he's gonna like inspect himself, inspect the work.
Yeah, looking at the chest, you just have this big, like, now your scales are gone. You have like this big missing patch on your chest where your scales are gone, and it is just this, like, cut on the flesh underneath. You have like a soft underbelly right now until the scales regrow.
Hmm.
And your ribs do feel, like, broken and, like, casted to get back together.
Okay. Is there any thing he can do to try to alleviate that? Like, I don't know, healing or anything like that?
A little healing magic would get you, like a healing spell would start to make you feel a little better for sure.
And yeah, he'll cure wounds if that's appropriate.
Yeah. Wounds
Or
like this, like can definitely, like, they can be sped up by using healing magics.
Yeah.
But right
In
with
case
that,
shit goes down, he wants to be ready.
yeah, you can do that for sure. Absolutely.
Cool. I'm just gonna
And
ignore
yeah.
the amount because I'm a full HP, but whatever.
There you go.
Cool. Just to spin the spell.
You feel
Yeah,
your
he's
ribs
gonna start putting
kind
his
of, like,
armor on.
magically start to kind of reform together a little bit, and it does feels much more comfortable.
So
look,
it
feel
is
fast.
done. They are all gone.
Yep. You want to keep one?
You know, yes, actually.
Yeah, people like to keep things from surgery. We put it in a little jar. We only kept the one, the others we threw out. We do not like too many of them. But it's in a little jar. You take jar of gut breaker. Egg.
He's like looking to see the fucking thing that was in him. How many of these were there in me?
There were like a dozen more, maybe. It was real fucked up. And yeah,
Wow.
these little sea urchin, little, like, ball, like, spiky things are still, like, covered in your viscera. They've been putting this little fluid that kind of, like, they float in right now, but
Mhm.
it doesn't look pleasant. Because they're like golf ball size, like, not a little bigger than golf balls, like almost like baseball sized, actually, covered in spikes.
Gross. But there's no chance of resurgence or anything. They're gone.
Not unless you get more eggs in you.
How does one come about finding these to implant them into people? Where do these things even come from?
These things live in lowlands, like to dwell deep underground. Hobgoblins, what do they call drow? Other, like, underground, underdark dwelling creatures in the area. They know where to find. Anadi deal with these underdwellers too sometimes. We like down there, but we don't like Gutbreakers. Gutbreakers bad.
Well, thank you.
glad to help. And based on what Koloik told us over there, it sounds like your friend may have a plan to help us too.
I figured they would.
Now that and you see Kaloik, the blue one, kind of comes forth. And now that it is little later, darkness has fallen. We do plan, or surgery done?
What do you think, Satho? What plan you want to go with?
Well, there is another option. In fact, it's a combination option. I can make this whole. Not sure how well this mountain will hold, but I can also create a interesting extra-dimensional space. Perhaps a bait and switch, as it were. We could
Oh,
convince that they had run through the hole, escaped. Well, they were never escaped at all. They're still here. And of course, this is all telepathic. But fortunately, it doesn't leave much room for you to retrieve the machine.
Hmm. So they get out alive. They potentially are able to take down this giant one day, and I don't get this machine. I'm sorry, but a lot of this was dedicated on me having an upside.
Fair enough. This does unfortunately, yes, cut you out of the spoils of this event. However, they don't know about this yet. So perhaps this is an option they don't know is available.
If you think this is the way to go, I'll believe you, but I will say I'll put it out there now. I'm dubious. I don't want this to come back to bite me. And it's kind of hard to imagine how it won't.
Suppose we need to make some efforts to make it look like it's their fault.
Oh, I also mean with this giant going down. I'm not really intending to leave here in 3 years. If you know what I'm saying.
Oh. Of course, I mean, the information we have, I'm sure that mitigating their efforts wouldn't be that difficult. So how about this? We'll make them the whole. Whether or not they escape is to them.
Or we can make the hole and we can break their hands so that they can't do any fine craftsmanship anymore.
Might make it hard for them to crawl out of the hole if they have broken hands.
They're spider people. Can't they do their legs real good?
At that point, maybe it's best that we just sort of let them
Okay.
succumb to.
I kind of hate to do it, but can Satho give me a persuasion check?
Oh yeah, is the okay.
oh yeah.
Ooh.
Whoa, new joke.
Look into Rick's shades almost for the first time again.
Okay. If you want to get them out of here and get rid of their fantastical machine, I'll go with it.
Don't necessarily need the machine to be gone. But I do think they should have a fair chance to leave.
Sure. I can agree with giving them a fair chance.
Kaloy kind of comes over. Oh, you guys have been keeping private about your intention to keep the machine. Never mind. He comes over and says, "Hi."
Oh, hello, Chloe. I understand you might be anxious to begin your departure.
Want to know what has been decided? We are anxious to find out.
Well, you know of the ability to perhaps make a hole in the wall. Of course, I can do this silently, but I can't stop the mountain or the hill from making noises. Don't know if you and your allies have anything to aid in this adventure. I know that you've already helped us so much.
Are you blind, deaf, paralyzed, or poisoned?
No.
Okay. Is someone trying to harm you and you need protection?
No, someone's trying to harm you, Chloe.
Right. No.
Okay, then all I can ask of you is that when I make this hole, we'd best be ready to run and not look back.
Oh. Okay.
Before you go, can I ask, why do you guys want to take down the giant?
Like Iozarek said, it is precautionary. It is just in case, they become threat to Queen. You become threat to Queen. Which you won't. You riders are good to Anadi usually, specifically Yazoran ones, but you never know. Nafsag big. Anadi Hive big too, but not, not that big. Not big enough to stop big giant. If giant angry or something.
And when do you think your research is going to be complete?
Well, I don't think we have all the data we need now that we are rushed out of here, but maybe we can extrapolate or something.
When do you think you'd be trying your next expedition here to get more data?
Oh. That is a good question. We'll have to be more secretive next time.
You could help to have allies here. Shouldn't be
It
secretive
would.
to allies.
If you have proposal, maybe talk to Iozarek. Strings on our leg. He is a good head for a leadership decision.
Okay, I will.
But I can relay what you said to me to him.
Yes, please do.
Okay. He does. And then you see Iozarek comes over. The Kaloik says you have plan or the want alliance?
I was just wondering when the next time you would be back would be, in your estimation.
That is a good question. We haven't finished research. Coming back here. Last time it took a few months to get all the necessary things together to come back to get all this done. So, assuming Queen does not have anything better for us to do, maybe a few more months after we leave.
You couldn't go to the other giants first?
Perhaps. Novsug is nearby, so it was convenient. And he seems to be on the trajectory to go north into the Deadlands, so we figured we would have a chance to get on, and then when he came back around, our research would be done, and we would have a chance to get off.
And then, after you come back, just curious, how long do you think it'll take before you have all the data you need?
At our current rate, it's hard to say. Your giant is very sturdy. We have so far been having trouble finding weak spot, though. There is something interesting. Its chest cavity is very hollow.
Why is that interesting? Are they
Well,
they usually
there's
filled
no
with?
organs, body parts, meat, flesh, anything, ground. The chest cavity seems to be entirely empty.
How deep?
Pretty deep. And it is past the flesh.
How do you get samples that deep?
This thing, it sends seismic waves throughout Nafzog. It gives us readings, and we can extrapolate data from readings to see a picture of what underground looks like. We get a rough idea. We see that here, and he like pulls out a graph, like a weird, like a naughty-looking cryptograph. That's this big plate that has a bunch of different holes poked in it. You'll see here, this here represents the structure here in this empty pocket. It looks, well, make an intelligence check.
Okay. Also have something I also want to ask about for weird roll.
It's actually fairly comprehensible. Like as he starts to explain, it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like this here is like the where these symbols here represent the empty cavity section. The rear stem Nafzog is here, and like you kind of see how it makes sense.
Yes. I do like I mean, obviously one of the things is that there's something in there, but can I do any sort of like weird check to see if I can, from a craftsman's point of view, understand why Nafzog might be hollow?
Yeah, from a craftsman point of view, why make a... You could make this a Tinkersell check or just a raw intelligence check if you wanted to.
It's Tinkers. It's fun.
Yeah. Okay. There are various reasons one would design an automaton. For the closest example I can give, like with a hollow chest cavity. One is you would be worried about weight of the entire creature, and the material that it is made of is strong enough to support the weight regardless. Another reason you might want to do that would be to perhaps use it as a storage compartment for some other things, but since if it's hollow, it's not storing anything. There's not a lot of reason to waste space when you're designing something, to be honest. So it's a little odd.
Yeah, especially when there's giants with like nations on their back. Like
Yeah.
Maybe they're just set up better, but it seems like some giants can be super strong. I think
He's just built different.
he is just built different. I think Rick just wants to pull Seth outside and be like, okay, now I don't know Rosefinch, probably over here. I don't know Rosefinch as well as you do, but if did you think he wants these people around if they're going to take down Nafzog? It could be months away.
Master Rosefinch does keep quite a few people that... He keeps people around that use.
Didn't he want us to deal with Squidface for just killing a few people?
He wanted to make sure that they weren't causing issues where they shouldn't. I admit that I don't know why exactly he needs or has some care for the secret guest, but for now, they have use, then not help them, or not give them a chance.
Because I'm afraid of when they'll succeed. I don't give them a chance because I don't want them to succeed.
If someone has, if Shadowwalker Dunbin could find these people, corner them in a cave, do you truly have worry that they could come back and do anything useful? or not useful, but do anything serious.
And you're a lore master. Did you know that Nafzog was hollow? It's pretty
Did I know that
odd, isn't
Nafzog
it?
was hollow?
No one's ever fucking floated that idea to you. Hollow giant theory? What kind of, are you crazy?
Oh, jeez. Admittedly, I didn't know Nafzog's chest was hollow, but
Yeah, I was
Just don't
racking my
see.
brain for why that could happen, and I can't come up with a logical reason.
it's full of Nafzogin.
Maybe
Just a shit ton
just a
of them.
big hive.
I mean, we have so many. Who else would they be? Perhaps the maddening is a loss of the hive in Nafzog's chest. Drive me mad if I had lost my home.
And it's taking
sorry,
it
this is
down
not-
some rebirth cycle. Nafzog a phoenix of some kind.
It's an interesting suggestion for Nafzog to be reborn. I mean, we've seen a dark past. But I'm afraid I'm taking us off the topic. How many of these need to die for you to be satisfied?
I would think the brains of the operation. At least, maybe the leader.
And if it's a good leader at all, they're the last one out.
Okay. I'm good with that.
If that's what it has to come to, then I understand.
Okay. Good deal. Hollendock will understand. And agree. He just waves over to Hollendock. Good job, buddy.
You're still like a little loopy on drugs, but
Thanks.
The other naughty give-
everybody.
yeah, all the naughty like give thumbs up, like yeah,
Good day. A
good day.
great day to be alive.
Made new
No one
friends.
killed today. No loss of life, only saviors. These people are heroes. I owe them my life.
It's like what you said when you were mumbling in surgery. This other blue one says to you, "Nobody dies in the presence of Hadak Vanamosti."
Nobody dies in the
Yeah,
presence
you were
of
saying
Monarch
that.
Vanamosti.
It
At
was
least
very
I follow
hopeful.
him. My
Yeah, it
new
was very
friend. It
hopeful.
points at the leader, the man who concedes his point because he knows he has nowhere to go. He understands the value of lives. A hero
Yeah.
among the Anadi.
I appreciate your kind words.
We should all
You-
be so wise.
As of today, you are and always will be my friend.
Oh, you're sweet. Oh, I have enough finger eyes. I do that too. Yes.
And he can do the thing. This the dude, yes. I have a place called the Dark Light Zone. When all of this thing dies down, me, you, your buddies, all drinks on Holodak.
That sounds like good time. I can't wait to have. They have bug juice there.
Metaphorically.
Oh well, you
It
know
is
it's
said
illegal.
to
It's
have
illegal
you
in a Nazi
bugging.
culture, but you know, when we're a tourist, well, you know, we try things and we could really mix it up. But that sounds like good time.
It's great time.
Rink is just
I will
spray
think
painting
about
this on
this.
his shield.
I will write down in my little calendar planner here that like when come back, party with Hadak at the Dark Light Zone. Okay. Cool. I said,
Monarch,
"Yeah."
I am thrilled that you're feeling better. The smell of your
As am I.
innards is making me a little bit queasy. And I need to get some air. On the
And
way
watch
back.
out for Shadow Walkers.
Oh, I'm not worried about that. Thank you. And I'm
I
going to
was talking about
telepathically.
him.
What do you mean?
The thing of Shadow Walkers is there could always be more. And there has been time. I know not how long I was out, but I figured they work in efficiency. If these gunmen came out here to do a job, and they have not gotten confirmation of it, especially with a confirmed location, they could be wondering what is up. Perhaps there is correspondence sending messages. Just be careful.
I will. Thank you. And on the way back, on the way past, I'm going to telepathically ask Rick to follow me.
I got a tinkle.
As you step out, you hear the sound of a melodic, perhaps a guitar playing in the distance at this camp over here. It sounds like someone's playing a sweet tune.
Sweet tune. And I'm just going to head out in the opposite direction.
Wait, I'm a dwarf. Could I not see what the... Oh, wait. It's black and white. Nice.
Gonna try and go around the side.
Rick's trying to light a cigar, but he can't.
Can I still fucking see Donovan?
Oh, true.
Just as a precursor, do I hear or see any people around this side?
Make a perception check. You look around with your elven eyes, and doesn't seem like it's anyone but you and the birds, the night birds.
Excellent. I'm just going to silently hand the bomb over. Party trade is gone.
Oh, no.
Oh,
It
dash
is.
modules. It's okay. Let's take a break here. 15 minutes. I have it. We can turn it back on. It's all good.
He also turned
token-
on the
Token action node?
yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely. I got that back too.
Okay.
I think that's all I need to turn on. Cool. I'll just turn that on real quick. And let's take a 15-minute break here. Get back at 8:45. It's a little early for the break, but this is a perfect opportunity before you guys get into this secret conversation out in the shadows of the thunderstormy night. Absolutely. Cool.
Okay, cool,
So,
cool.
see you guys about 8:45. Server's restarting, and I'll be back soon. They're like in the trial phase right now, but got both of them trialing right now. But yeah, I want to gonna get the ball rolling like again because I tried to do some Thursday people, but obviously none of those applications were like. So I'm gonna try to throw another net out now that it's been some time. Try to get people in next session, which I should have said before this session, honestly.
Ooh.
So I do want to try to get this session like at a point where like we can like break off a little bit if we need to.
What if we just spent
But
the
we'll see.
rest of the next 2 hours around this cave too?
We should just play a game with all of our old characters.
That's true. True. Fun.
Get the new people in and then have all our old characters be like, bye.
Bye. Yeah, we can like, but between now and then we can talk about specifics of like what the best thing to do with that would be. But
Sure.
yeah, that's what the good thing about the having the new bond's gonna be. A new bond that's someone in the city because we're gonna play with that more. We play with it with Sunday and
Okay.
Monday.
So it does need to be somebody in the city.
Yeah, someone in the city, someone that like someone that like is within the Zora for sure. Someone that lives within the city of Zora, some way or somehow, or underneath it, or on Nofsog. Oh, on the very least on Nofsog, because like there's the wilderness or like that lives like exists in the north side of Nofsog too. So there is.
Okay, that's a good
variety
point
there.
that I didn't catch because I was about to fucking write you up something for what the Onus crew are, and that would have been useless. So
He hasn't done
I
a
don't
lot.
know. I don't know which of these Ricks I like more. Like I like certain things about each one more.
Listen, I've got a bunch that I like small things out of. I can't pick anymore. So
Like I really like this flannel bandana thingy on the
that's
one.
the thing I
That's
dislike.
the thing he hates.
Oh, see, I like that. I
Look,
think it adds
I like
flavor.
this guy's mustache and his fucking beads. I like this game too.
See,
But-
I see what Mook's saying. If you look at that flannel as a shirt, I don't like it. If you look at it as a bandana, it's okay.
Oh
but
no, it looks like a bandana to me.
I also kind of saw a bandana.
Like
but
it
I
looks like a
actually,
plaid bandana.
I do think the right one looks more fantasy.
Well, I don't know which is right and left. I think. I
Oh,
think I'm random differently.
the one that doesn't have the bandana looks more.
I like. Yeah,
fantasy.
the
beads
I
one
like
looks more
that one's
fantasy.
jacket like way more
I do
because
like
it
that
has
jacket a
like
lot.
the frayed sleeves. It has like metal on the shoulders. It's a little bit
That's
more like
dope.
armor, and like the furry collar is way more like it's more rendered, whereas the other one it has like this weird squared off like polygony looking
Yeah.
thing. It's like I like the one that has the blue and red glasses. I like its jacket way more, but
Yeah.
the other one I like literally everything else. I like the bandana flannel thing. I like the like dingling doodads off of the jacket more. I like the
Mhm.
beard way more. The hair's better.
The badges
glasses
are
better.
cool.
Yeah, the badges, everything about the one with the red bandana is just better, except the jacket.
somebody fucking bonked this Rick in the head.
Yeah, I do like him except the weird exposed part of the head, but that's even kind of cool.
Wait, yeah, this is sick. This one's like even better. I like
What the
that
fuck?
head wound.
I do
That's
like the
so-
head
It's
wound.
cool.
I like
Okay.
the
That
head
one's
wound. I
cool
like that there's
shit.
lighting.
You want me to tell you?
underneath
You
the
get 5
glasses.
different saved versions of Rick. Is that what you're about to
Hold
tell me,
on.
Mook?
Under-
You want me to have 5 different saved versions of Rick? Is that what you're about to tell me, Mook?
You can have the
There's the
token like
glasses,
randomly
there's,
choose
like-
your art, right?
Mook.
The lighting from
You
under the
can. You actually
glasses on the
can
head
set
wound
multiple
looks
arts,
like
I
an
think.
eye wound. Like
Yeah.
looks like he was like a victim of domestic abuse and is hiding with his sunglasses. You know what I mean?
Whoa, why
He
aren't we
looks
looking
like
at
he's
this
had the shit
mustache
beat out of
one?
him.
I do like the mustache one too, mainly because of his necklaces and his big shoulder thing.
Wait,
Yeah,
hold
the-
on.
the
The one
beads
with the head
feel
wound
like-
has like this magic looking bullshit on his chest
No,
too,
th-
like some
yeah.
Final Fantasy looking.
And he's also got
Yeah,
the
I
dwarf
like that the
nose.
most.
That's a big thing for me. I like the thick
Mm.
red dwarf nose.
I like that one the
Ooh, the
most,
last
and
one?
it has like this
Yeah.
weird like red weaving on the inside of the collar, and like his shirt is like ripped open pretty low, or it's like very very sexy, but he has like the metal on the jacket. That's just the best one. I think the head wound adds character.
Yeah, the thing on the right lapel looks almost like a compass, which feels very
The head
Yeah.
wound
Hikery.
seems accurate. Like, seems
Yeah.
accurate for
Yeah, I
his
do like the
character, yeah.
tools on them. Like that one looks like a
Literally,
compass, and the
we
other
can
one.
explain the head wound.
And it
That's
looks like
when
he has a
wiped
chest
out when he
tattoo.
met the group.
That's
Like,
true.
It
the
looks
first
like he
thing
has a
that
big
happened when he
chest
met the
tattoo.
group
That's
is
sick.
wiping
Smart.
out without a
Oh
helmet.
yeah, that does look like a tattoo.
You gotta have it. You gotta You got if you pick that last one, you gotta have a chest tattoo, a sick big chest tattoo, because it looks like he has one. It looks like.
Right, he
it's
has
sticking out
he has
of
one
there.
of his rings like ready to finger. That's not how I should have said it. But he has a ring.
His rings are ready to finger.
Well, wait, the one where he has like this symbol on his forehead, he has sleeve tattoos,
Yeah, he does.
He does.
whereas the
That
other
one's
one they're
cool
all like
too.
bracers. I think the
Which
one with the
one do
head
you-
wound is far and away the best one.
I think so too. Oh, I
like the head
wasn't sure
wound.
about the head wound.
That
No,
one's
it's
I
canonical,
think
dude.
it's character. Like you're always either covered in blood or you hit your head and get blood on you.
Yeah, you don't
And the
wear a
first time we
helmet.
met you was in a
That
no. Think
wound
about it.
is from
The
when he
first
met
time we
the
met the
Yeah,
character,
that's
yeah,
true.
he got a motorcycle
That's what
crash.
I
This
was
is the
saying.
first
He's
time
like,
we
it's when you
saw him.
wiped
Yeah.
out.
Okay.
He didn't
Yeah.
wear a helmet.
And he's gonna have a
Exactly.
sweet scar from it too. Okay.
I think
I didn't hear
I
you
will
say that,
ask.
Matt, but yeah.
Can you make it that one? Could you have 5 pictures of Wick, please?
5 pictures of
Could you
Wick.
have
Send it
5
to me.
pictures of Wick,
Send me
please?
the
No
high-res
more,
version.
unless something else changes.
Put it to meet the characters this time.
All right. Yeah.
No more pictures of Wick. I promise.
That's it. I swear God.
I'm re-upping my AI subscription so I can do more pictures of Wick right now.
Wait, how'd you know?
Oh, we
Uh,
should take the picture. We should take this picture of the bike that we have and see what we can fucking do with like generating it with it. Where the fuck do I have it? This
Give the
fucking-
bike a head wound.
Give
Yeah,
the
give
bike
the bike a head wound. that'd
I
be
merge
sick.
Rick and the bike.
That's true. That's the plan.
All right. I'm going to delete all the Ricks.
Get Rick, a final. That's what I'm gonna call him. Because that's definitely gonna be true. But wait, I decided I wanted to grow wings. All
I
of a
mean, I'm
sudden,
just saying,
so...
what if something changes, like one down the line? Are you saying if we go all the way, I don't change at all? It seems kind of crazy.
Seems kind of crazy if I never take this jacket off. I mean, oh wait, I'm never gonna take this thing off. It's bound to me for life. Where is he? There he is, Rick Final. I do like this one a lot, though. I think this one is my favorite. I am again slightly changing in before your eyes one more time. I know in the days since we've met, Sethu, I've looked a lot different.
As you
I've
can
been
see,
trying a lot of new
I
style
am
things.
injured.
Oh, did you get bonked
my
on the head?
head.
Yes,
It's
I
dark out
did.
here. There's a lot of tree branches. and
Between that
shit.
fight with the barbarian and falling on my motorcycle, I've actually decided my forehead is much more fucked up.
Your dormant physiology
I
is
have
actually
a good
quite
judgment.
interesting.
I decided I'm lying to the people around me, so I took off the makeup to hide the wounds.
I wanted Holoduck to look at it. Do you think it's infected? Yeah.
It's still pretty dark, and it's been like a week.
Oh wait, you have disadvantage to look at
There
it in
he
the
is in
dark.
all his
Fuck.
glory. Oh, that jacket is the coolest. The little magical doodad there too. It's
The
neat.
doodads on the jacket, I think like that it's not entirely fur-lined is kind of cool because like the red lining has some kind
Oh,
of
the red lining is dope.
weird,
I just
like,
noticed it.
matrix-y
It's like
kinda
a pimp
stuff.
coat
Yeah.
almost.
yeah. It has like the metal like raised bits on the shoulders. It's very like fantasy with the layered leather like on the
Yeah.
sleeves, and like he still has a bracer on one hand. This like random rock dangling off of a necklace. I don't know. I think this is awesome.
This one's awesome. This one's really awesome. Oh, I don't know if you liked. I'm not going to share it as upload art all day, but I don't know if you liked any of the other stuff, Sat, though. But if you liked any of the stuff that Mook made there, or if you see anything cool, let me know. Same goes for you, Matt. If
The stuff for
Anything
Hodak
cool
was like
generated.
insanity.
he showed me, it
Maybe
was
not.
sick. It was so cool. I'm
Also a
going to
little
use them.
much. I
I'm
don't know
gonna
if
use
that's a player character. Look at
I
that
like this
fucking raid
old-
mod.
I like this old Satho. It's aged Satho.
I
The
do too.
Grail.
Yeah.
I like young
He's
Satho, old
angry.
Satho. We have like we could do like a timeline of Satho. It's like a prequel for Satho one day. That'd be fun.
I mean, old Satho looks like he's an evil, so you know that's my
Yeah,
next
something
player
about the
goal.
glowing
So.
eye and the expansion of the arcane.
And he just like looks a little bit pissed, you know?
But those roses or flowers.
Yeah.
Oh
That's when
yeah,
he-
this one that you posted here, the one I'm reacted with the flag of Poland to.
Of course.
It is a Poland.
I do like that one a lot too. That one's cool. The orange eye's a
ASCII.
little weird, but it's kind of cool. There are a lot of cool ones.
You know, when he
Actually
builds his
forgot- I don't
own
know what my
arcane
water
eye.
is. Hang on. Before we get into this, let me grab my water, and we'll get right back into it. Oh, but if you do want one, I can put it in there for you. But I do like original Satho a lot too.
Cool.
OG Satho.
I like his facial hair. I know G South a lot.
Yeah, and then old Satho, you know, he doesn't need facial hair anymore. He just needs goatee.
Yeah.
He builds himself a second arcane eye. He decides that it's okay to
Whoa.
just kill all the Anati.
Agreed.
He takes a page out of Rick's book and has a single medal as opposed to a collection.
You know what? Sometimes you just need one. It's the most important.
Just one. Yeah. Taking inspiration, not stealing it whole
Right.
cloth.
And are those little feathers under your pauldrons? Well, those are fancy.
Oh yeah, they do look kind of feathery.
The right side seems more furry, but the left side definitely seems feathery.
Okie dokie. So, jumping back into it, you are all, or not all of you, Hodak, you're chilling in the room with the Anati, who are kind of throwing a little Slav squat party with you. They're passing around bits of bugs and stuff from the rotten food, and as well as a concoction that smells like a strong vodka. That is happening while the two of you have just gone out. Satho and Rick, you were both snuck away out in the rain and the shadows of night. You have crept away for a conversation, and what might lie in those words spoken here?
Only half of the words will be spoken. I'm going to silently drop the bomb into Rick's hand. You know that this is not a reward that I'm bestowing upon you. It's understandably rightfully yours. You're equals in this group, but I've had a lot of thinking to do lately, and I've had to accelerate some things that I'm trying to do, and I do desperately need your help with my eye. I'll make sure you get your machine, and very much appreciate it if you could help me work on this. Artifice is not something I'm familiar with, and though we've been together a short while, I have utmost confidence in your knowledge.
Yeah, I'll help you in any way I can with the eye. I just want to let you know, if we lose the table, that's okay. I am mainly worried about these guys and their intentions with this city, and was willing to let it go for the table, but if we do the leader thing, then I don't need the table. But if I have the table, then they can all get out. Just trying to make sure that we can all get what we want. I think that's usually fair in a group.
Of course. Sometimes it's challenging for everyone to get what they want, but I will make a hole, and whatever happens to their leader, if they're a good one, wouldn't matter what we do.
And if they get out alive, is there any chance I could get your help in dealing with them in the 2 to 3 months when they come back?
Of course. In 2 to 3 months, I'll still be at Rosefinch's service, and I'm feeling that Rosefinch needs Knapsack to stand. If he didn't, I'm sure he'd be gone.
Okay. I appreciate that. I think between the two of us, there's no way that they could hide for long on this giant.
I believe you're right.
And
And
maybe them getting out will make Hollendock happy.
you're right. Locke deserves more than just his life in this exchange. We all get a little something.
Hopefully, we can all get a little something.
Excellent.
What about, Dunman? We still gonna try to lead him away? Or just give him
It's
the
a
head
good-
start and, make pretend that they're still in here. They'll still get like 12 hours if they travel at around now.
I think Doc raised a good point in that perhaps Dunban is more resourceful than I was led to believe. I think by the fact that we let them stay here, have all the head start they need.
All right, good enough for me.
As you guys come around the corner, you notice sitting on this rock. Oh, hey, fellers.
Dunban,
I was
Well,
just
right.
getting some air away from the camp. Oh,
I was just getting
a
some
little
air.
spicy in there. We were just getting into our stocks of drinks. What are you fellers talking about out here?
Well, I was just getting some air from the smell of the Doc's innards, which I'm sure you can imagine were quite awful.
Yeah, it looks like he probably eats a lot of weird stuff.
A lot of eggs.
Say, you wouldn't happen to be planning anything, would you?
Of course, we're planning something. What do you think? We've got a group of spider folk in there that you want us to kill. Of course, we have to walk out of there to talk about our plans.
Well,
Or
let's just
you
say I
wanna
might
kill.
have heard some things earlier about some sort of plan to break out the Anati, blow a hole in the wall or something.
You know, Dunban, sometimes it's better that you don't tell us that you overheard our plan.
I just want to see what kind of folks you are. What you'll do with that information now that you know.
Dunman, if you heard that plan, then you heard that when they come back, we're gonna do what you want anyway. There's no real loss. We get their tech, we get them.
Plan I overheard is that you're just gonna blow a hole in the wall and let them run for it.
Okay, well then you weren't listening close enough. So maybe stop acting on your half insights.
Care to key me into the rest of this little plan of yours then?
I just did.
What exactly are you gonna do?
Well, how'd you find them the first time? I'm sending these emissions that their machine does. It can't be too hard to spot.
You'd be surprised. These Anati have a good way of hiding their presence. Took a little while for the investigation to get kicked off, but eventually our sources panned out.
From that 20 int check and the other check I did, does Rick feel like he could try to like spot any way of this thing working? Like in the future, could he build something that could detect what this thing was emitting or what this thing was doing?
With how well you understood what that was and understanding that dwarves have a similar kind of runic thing that sends out, it uses runes to send out seismic waves, you could theoretically craft a device that could pick up on something emitting seismic wave thing.
Yeah, I'll say that.
Wave detections. There's a word for it, but I can't remember it.
Listen, I know exactly what they're doing in there, and they don't have enough data, and they won't even after 12 hours. I can find them when they come back, and they told me their time frame because they trust me, which means I'll be able to get to them before they can get away next time too. There's really no loss in this situation, especially if we get their tech. These guys are special. Rosefinch knows about them, and they've got important things in their possession that if we take is only a boon to Nofzog.
Hmm. Tell you what. He pulls out a golden coin, holds it up, bears a symbol of Abadar on one side, and on the other it has a symbol of Abadar's temple. As he looks at it. Heads or tails?
Heads.
Flips it. Tails. My gut tells me I should go along with this. But coin means something about this don't sit right. You got any idea what that might be?
It's that I'm dealing with an idiot that makes his deals based on a coin flip.
Stands up. Don't doubt the faith in the gods. It can lead you to some things you just can't find on your own. And he hops down. We'll go along with it for now. Seems like the smart thing to do. You fellers have a good rest of your night. You hear the Slav party going on in here. It sounds like they've all busted out instruments and have been playing melodic tunes as they drink this juice. Oh, hey! You're back! Would you like juice?
It would be rude to say no.
Okay, I'll take some juice.
Alright. And he gives you a little, just like, I only have this skin, so I'm just gonna squirt it in your mouth.
Okay.
And he just gives you a spray. And, yeah, if you want to try to get drunk, you can. If you want to try to resist, you can. It's con save.
I'll try to resist.
Yeah, make con save. Yeah, it's strong stuff, but you are very capable of, as like, you know, you get some too, Sato, as he sprays you in there too. And yeah, like, you both get some. It goes down. It is almost flavorless. It's pretty well distilled. The most flavor that you kind of get is from whatever this bag it's been stored in. It would do better in glassware. But it is good stuff. You don't feel too drunk, but it does take the edge off, and definitely helps warm you up from being out in this cold, bitter rain that you've been standing out in. Ah, that's the spirit. Your friend, I think he's drinking a lot over there. He might be passed out.
Oh, he possibly. He couldn't possibly.
I'm talking about Rick.
Oh, I'm talking about
the
you
dog. Okay.
over there.
I think maybe it is best if I keep away from the libations.
See,
Or for the liver, you know.
That's such a blue room answer.
I just had open chest surgery. I can still see viscera of my organs in a jar that I am keeping as a souvenir. Perhaps flooding it with toxins is not the best idea. And also, we have potential threat right outside of this hollow.
What if I told you it is triple distilled? Very good.
Then
for
I would
kidney.
tell you, as tempted as I am, I would perhaps want to go.
Yes. And then he takes a little, let me think, a vial over here of ink, and he dumps it out. Then he kind of just rinses it out a little bit with some of the alcohol and like washes it out and then cleans it, makes sure it's nice and good. Yeah. Then he refills it, corks it. Here you go. Little travel bottle for new friends.
Speaking of new friends, Rick and Sato, I saw you go outside of the hovel for a little bit. Or the Shadow Walkers are still there, I presume.
they are.
So what is our plan tomorrow? I intend to keep to my word. I do not intend to fight for these people, but I would like to give them a fighting chance, you know.
Of course. And, we'll tell you wordlessly. And, Satha will relay the idea of creating the pit in the wall for them to scuttle out of.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Alright, well, run through wall and then, yeah, if we can break away into wilderness, we should be able to get away. We able to climb down the side of Giant if we get to the side. Well, we have made all of our preparations. Whenever you are ready
I
to
do
enact
have a
this plan of
suggestion.
yours. Oh,
I don't know much about the high society in the city. My crowd is more of the outskirts and the soldiers, the people who are on the ground, not on the giant. So, but the Order of Broken Bones was not hesitant to recommend to find you, the Anadi. So, I can gather from it that it is not open hostilities between you and the people of Azure. It just seems that the Shadow Walkers and the Knights perhaps have something of a bone to pick with you because of these machines. They worry about the safety of their city, and I understand that this is precautionary. If I'm to believe you at face value, with I'm going to elect to do, based on you saving my life. So I feel you have no ill intent. It is just a way to prevent them from assaulting the hives. Should something befall the hives, then something will befall the giant. Otherwise, no harm.
you understand perfectly.
I would hope that this is the truth, so I will act on it as such. I think that this information about the hollow giants that I have never heard of, it shows that you and your people are not only technologically savvy, you are medicinally more advanced than some of the best in the city. You distill fine alcohol. You have a functioning society, a queen, a city of your own. You survive in the lowlands, so you're hardy. And you had the audacity to bargain with me after seeing what we did to those fools outside. So you have balls. These are all admirable traits that I believe anyone of sound mind looking to the future of the city would want value. So I propose, rather than this sense of worry of the hive's destruction and the threat of killing the giant in turn. Instead of holding him off from the hive, holding their city and all their lives in it hostage, perhaps you provide value. You make yourselves indispensable instead of indestructible. As I said, your technology is better than what we have. The artificers would be interested. Your brewing is impressive. So the merchants, the people of the city, the common folk would love this. Your medicine is second to none, apparently. The Broken Bones would love to learn. I admittedly took this sample to give to them.
He puts his hand on your shoulder. These things you talk about, well, they are very beautiful. I would love for these things to be enacted, but it is not a decision for me to make. It is a decision for the Queen.
I just want to gauge, make sure I have everything correct, that there's no other threats that I should know of. Because for the time being, for the next so many hours, at the least, I am your friend. And I wish to help you the way you have helped me. I will not go back on my word. I will not fight them for you. But we have a Tai, a very powerful man, who trusts in our judgment to an extent. And I believe if we could show him what you could provide, he would vouch for you. And maybe with the connections of a few guilds, the Shadow Walkers, and well, they would be outnumbered. I can call in favors from the knights. As long as there is nothing else, this could be done. This could save your people, save the giants in the hostilities. No longer would you be hunted. You would have a place in Azora. Perhaps your own guild.
I might have to run it by Queen before I can promise anything, but what do your companions think of this? Is what he says true? Is it possible? Do you support this?
I don't speak for Nafzog or the things that go on around here just yet, but I have not heard anybody mentioning ill will to you and Nadi. So, in my opinion, you guys are probably crazy. And that makes you dangerous. But if you can be reasoned with, and you could give us more in return, well, that sounds like a good idea.
The Queen approves, which this sign of good faith would go far. If you let the rest of my team go, and I will go with you. For these diplomatic reasons, I will send them back to the Queen, and they will send a message to let her know of your intentions. Assuming you speak for the guild. But you say you know someone who does. So...
If this is possible, if your people could escape, beseech the Queen and then send a message to you, then this is great. But then the problem arises, how do we get you to the city before Dunban? He seemed intent not on capturing, but on killing.
That is, I'm not all good at all this espionage stuff. Besides, it's really a thing the Queen planned. We have teams for this. We have teams that plan out all of our tactical moves, and we are more of the research side of the thing.
So we have to get you out with us to the city. Do the rest of you think we could talk Dunban into taking this leader a prisoner for interrogation, to learn, to keep him alive just long enough for us to go to Rosefinch? And
I don't think Dunban could really kill this one if we didn't want him to die. Don't be so blunt about it.
You don't what?
I just don't think that Dunban may not like it, but it'd be rather hard to kill someone if we didn't want them to die.
No, this is true.
But I do appreciate an attempt to discuss it with Dunban would be good. Perhaps something we could work something out with both the Shadow Walkers and the Lawmasters.
How many of your men must escape? I feel the less that Dunban has, the less likely he will be amenable. How many must go?
You must understand that my people are very important to me. I need all of them to go if I am to make this sacrifice. I'm putting myself in their hands, and I understand it probably will mean my death. But as long as they get out and tell the Queen.
I'm curious. What does your death mean to the Queen? Anything?
I am but a humble servant. My death is insignificant if it leads to greater prosperity for the Hive.
That's what I assume they think out there too. I bet that's why they were on pretty strict kill orders. So, yeah, they'll try to stop us, but they probably won't be successful. But then where do we keep them? With Rosefinch?
I would presume in a Shadow Walker prison. For however long it takes for us to get the conversation going.
But he's not really a good bargaining chip.
No, but we are. We have a powerful patron. We have favors we can call in. We have people. We are significant. And, frankly,
Come on, eh?
we have the power in this situation. We do not want them to take anything they will not. And they know it. They only agreed because they had no choice.
I believe Hadak is right. And, I don't believe the Shadow Walker Guild takes rather happy to, a ragtag bunch that beat their agents. Perhaps, keeping quiet would be even nicer for them, given that they are built on a reputation of discretion and successful missions.
You guys have a very rose-tinted view of the world. I have dealt with a lot of groups like it sounds like this hive is, and you don't just say, ask them to form an alliance, especially if you've got a paranoid leader that's willing to destroy you on the off chance that you could be a threat to her. And you guys are trying to reason with someone that seems pretty unreasonable to me. You tell me, Mr. Leader Man, under what reason do you have suspicion that Nafzag is a threat to you?
That is simple. You know the Anadi, yes, you're traveled, etc., etc. We have Central Hive and we have colony hives to spread throughout Ethos and some in other places. Well, many of our colony hives at this point have been destroyed by some mad raving giant. We are unable to confirm which exactly. No survivors. We need to find a way to stop this if it comes to the Central Hive.
So you're taking down every giant until you find the right one?
We're not taking them down. We are learning how to take them down so that if one comes to attack us, we can defend ourselves.
Would you not do the same for your own group?
I would, and I would stop anybody that was doing it to my group.
The fact of the matter
We
is
could all
that
be one group, if you think about it.
they saved my life when no one else could. And it's not because no one else would, it was an inability to. This would strengthen the city, it would strengthen the guilds, could help people, whoever else was infected with this madman's eggs. There were many other victims, and some said as much. Babies. They could fix them all.
And they could take down the giant too, meaning they all die.
If we stop these 5, it would not stop the hive. If they wish to take down Navsag with their superior technology, medicine, they would.
This isn't superior. I can build this.
Yeah, but how many of you are there?
Got a whole clan full.
Well, they have a hive.
Looking at these guys, it doesn't really seem like a fair fight.
I don't believe that this device is the pinnacle of what they can do.
Why not?
It is an example that they would only have 5 people around to tinker with. Their better technology would have actual combatants, guards, scientists. More. This is an outpost.
If they
This is-
could just
it's
do it like you
readings.
think, then they wouldn't be here.
No, they need the readings.
And so
I
we're going to give
believe
it to
you.
them for free? Because we're scared of them?
Not because we are scared, but because it is beneficial. There is no need for war, death, fighting. It could save us all. Instead of them using this information to kill Navsag, we could use this information to benefit it, to prevent other giants in the fight with Navsag from winning. The destruction of Azora would be assured if we were to go to a challenger shore. We could stop things. Until this, we've had no way to influence the giants. None could kill a giant, but another giant, just because they could maybe kill one now, maybe we could direct things, slow them. We could take control.
Rick's just going to
over
point at
the
this guy and he's
movements.
going to be like, are you going to give us the secrets to destroying your hive?
I feel, based on how you have spoken, Dwarf, we are of a similar mindset. So you can simply ask yourself, if it's something you would do, I would probably do.
He would look at Hollandog and be like, I would not give that information.
Not to your enemies, but what about
No.
to your friends?
It's not really
So what
a
do you
good friendship
propose
if
to
it's
do?
one-sided, is it? So
It
if he's
doesn't
going to
have
have
to be
ours and we
one-sided.
don't have his, what kind of friendship is that?
It could be, it could go both ways.
You know, we, as the 3 of us, don't have that information. We are not members of an information gathering service. Maybe a party we're forgetting about here.
I'm in the business of saving lives, and that is precisely what this would do. Countless.
It's lives at risk. If we have mutual assured destruction, maybe. But as long as we don't, they have power and we do not. We are at their whim. Do you like being at their whim? How'd you feel under the doctor? Pretty good?
Under this one, I trusted him.
What about the last one?
I was not at his whim.
What if you don't know which doctor you're gonna get?
You make do.
Dwarf, you say compromise would be if you knew how to destroy Hive. It's not something I could give this information, but if you talk to our queen, perhaps she would listen to your words, as I have.
I just don't see a reason to maintain enemies when you could make friends.
We can be friends. As long as we have an understanding. And me understanding that I am at their whim is not an understanding. So I can go meet with your queen, and if she presents me the information, we can continue the seismographs.
Very
Why
well,
you?
and
Why not the lore masters, the balancers?
Because I don't
And not
intend
just-
on leaving this place, so I'm gonna make the decisions about it.
he seems like he's good at making them, if you ask me. He seems somewhat reasonable.
And I give a shit about these people's interests.
Fine. And if the Queen's opening gambit is not to divulge the weakness to her civilization, then what? We fight?
No, we part ways. These ones don't come back, and if they do, they get wiped out. We don't go there. If we do, we get wiped out.
Thought you said we were at their whim.
I don't think we are, but if they get their readings done, we will be. You think we are because you think they have superior technology. I don't believe you. But if I were to believe you, yeah, I'd kill them there.
This is unbalanced.
Yeah, I'm bringing balance. They know how to destroy Nafzog. I know how to destroy them. Where's the lack of balance there? Seems like 1 for 1.
Seems one is defensive.
They're both defensive. I won't use it. They won't use it.
Tell that to Dunbang.
We'll have our prisoner. Though he'll probably die.
As long as my people make it out. If there's a chance for better prosperity between our people, a chance to continue our research, I think the Queen would understand. But there is something that should be said. Think of it like this. Currently, you do have a way to destroy it. Maybe you do not have to destroy us. Maybe you do not know how to control it yet. But these giants are more than capable. So it seems like we're not so on different planes.
Yeah, well, till we would know how to control the giant, or I do, that's not good enough.
Not to mention your Heroes Guild. Pretty powerful folk. Look at all of you.
I am not part of the guild. I am not part of any guild, and this man will not die while I am here.
But
You might be surprised by the amount of infighting I've already noticed in these guilds.
It would not surprise me.
Talking
I
to
have
the
not
Spider
joined
Man.
for reasons.
that is something I have noticed too. This place needs more unity. Needs a proper monarch. Then things could start going in a proper, real direction. You know. But, would anyone like more, vodka?
Yeah. Red Room
Here
Energy.
you go. Squirt, squirt. Kaloit comes forward. So, what is the plan? Are we... I kind of, not sure what's happening now. Are we still friends, little dwarf?
Yeah, we're still buddies.
Oh, good.
Subject to, terms and conditions.
Azriak kind of comes up and...
We're kind of fair weather friends. And ignore that it's raining right now.
Oh, that is apt. Well...
Bad omen.
Well, what is your decision then? Final decision. I need to tell my people what to expect.
As far as I'm understanding, 4 of you are going, you're staying, and we're gonna see if you'll be accepted in some Shadow Walker prison, but I think you're gonna probably be killed.
Okay. That is fair. Well, could you give me a few moments to talk to my team alone? I must make arrangements for my family.
Of course.
Thank you.
Before he leaves, he'll be like, you might not be.
That's true. I'll let them know of the possibilities. Not to be rude, but that means you two as well.
Okay.
Appreciate it. Well, fellas, looks like this is it. And he starts to kind of go and give his speech, his spiel to his boys as he moves away. But you three kind of come out caught in between the camp of the Shadow Walker Dunban and the group, the Secret Guest. What are you doing while you wait for the rest of this conversation to wrap up?
This is stupid. These reasonings are childish. I feel as if you're unwilling to cooperate. You still want to win.
I think this is the ultimate form of cooperation. I'm sorry you don't understand.
Just because one side does not benefit does not mean it is a loss.
If I put a gun to your head and I shake your hand, are we friends?
It depends. Is the gun the reason I am shaking your hand?
Maybe it's not the only one, but it is one.
If I was looking for a way to murder your family, and you had a gun to my head rather, would you offer friendship or would you simply pull the trigger?
Well, luckily, their gun isn't loaded yet. But we can get our own.
This is stupid. Showing deference is not showing weakness.
Weakness is weakness.
And sometimes it must be embraced to move forward.
Yeah, just like your eggs.
Just like my eggs. And in the process, I have found new friends. And the opportunity to save millions of lives.
I'm glad they're your friends. It's not good enough for me.
Maybe one day it will be.
You know, I'm glad no one has any expectations of you, Holodoc. You get to just do whatever you want. Go hang out at your bars. You don't have to study. You get to sleep for 3 days. That's not all of us, okay? Some of us have things we're trying to accomplish. Only some die in the presence of Holodoc. You're pathetic.
And I am trying to do better.
You lack the brilliance I thought you had.
You lack the humanity. I thought you had empathy, understanding of others.
I got
You
loyalty.
can do better, Rick. You could be better.
I got loyalty. I've got people's interests to think about.
Whose people?
Nafzog.
That's it.
And my family.
You're right. I don't have a family depending on me.
You have no one.
Just you.
And you're calling me stupid.
I'm not calling you stupid. I'm calling you stubborn.
Well,
And you're not beyond saving. You could do better. You could save this city the best way. You could improve it. You could save two.
I could save the city by killing them all.
No, you would delay its death. Provoking hostility. Do these people seem like they are willing to end? To give up? No. Do you know where the hive is? No. Do they know where you live? They do. It is a matter of time.
I could find them
Do
again.
not delay it. Move past it.
So instead, we just accept it, let them do whatever they want, try to get the advantage out of them as we can.
No, you find a solution instead of procrastinating failure.
Right. The solution is we both have an equal interest in each other's survival.
By working together, not with threats. Are we only working together because of the danger we pose to one another? Because if you were to kill me, Satho would slay you on this spot, and if I were to kill you, he would turn on me. Is he a metaphorical weapon? No. We work together because we have each other's best interests in mind, I would hope.
But does it help that you're able to hold your own? If let's say you were weaker right now, and I threatened you, saying we were going to do this my way, how would you feel? Would you feel involved in that decision as a group?
I
No.
would feel disappointed.
Would you stay in that group?
For you, yes. Because I could fix it.
For the sake of the group, I would not let it come to that.
So why do you take it there for the city?
Just protecting it.
Big stick policy only goes so far. It doesn't have to be us and them. It could just be an us.
We could still have the cooperation and the knowledge, so that if something were to ever happen, if this queen ever got jumpy, there's something we could do.
Cooperation leads to collaboration. This is extortion.
In my opinion, it's extortion the other way.
What are they asking of us?
For the knowledge to kill us all.
They don't ask us for that knowledge.
Well, they're gonna take it.
They would ask us to leave them alone while they discover it themselves. You are asking for their knowledge.
So I should just go take it.
They are not taking, they are making.
I should just go make it. Difference
It's
without it.
better than this.
I'm not changing my mind.
Then we will see where this goes. But at the end of the day, neither you nor that Anadi dies.
At the end of the day, Navsog stands.
As will the Hive.
We'll see.
As this is happening, Satho, you feel a connection form in your mind.
You feel like the weirdest third wheel in the history of this week. Like, wow.
Oh,
Stop funny. You you hear in your voice, Satho, can you hear me? Is this thing working? Sort of establish a little bit of a link.
it is
Well,
working.
think at me.
Yes, thinking of Ananadi.
Yes, I see it. Good. Well, as I'm sure you know, this is me, Rhodesfence, just checking in. It's been a while since you left on your thing. I was just wondering how it's gone. If you're free to talk right now. If not, I can call back later.
This is probably the only time, really, to talk. There's some Shadow Walkers that want them dead, as does Rick. And Ladakh would very much like them not to die. And, truthfully, rather larger mess than I thought it might be. That's the long and the short of it. Got about a few hours before the Shadow Walkers decide to kill them all.
I see. What course are you thinking of pursuing in this, Satho?
I can see benefits to both sides. I do worry that we would trigger hostilities with the rest of the Hive. Should we kill their research team? Feels a little unfair. However, I understand Rick's hesitancy to let a research team leave with information pertaining to the downfall of the giant we live on.
There's wisdom in both paths, sure. But compromise would be difficult. Do you see any path to compromise?
I only wish that I understand the Shadow Walkers are assassins, but they're also our intelligence agency. Surely they must have some information on the Anadi as a close neighbor.
Indeed. I could get into touch with some contacts for you, see what I could dig up.
Rick has also mentioned, or we've mentioned, taking the leader of the. I've forgotten their qualifier. The secret guest as a prisoner of some sort.
That could be. That could be beneficial. If you can bring this Anadi to me, I could probably find a safe place for him.
See.
But what, forgive me if you said it already, but what were the Yanati hoping to find?
They seem to have found some seismological maps that show weak points in Navsag. Understandably worrying.
Yes. That is concerning, Satho. We cannot endanger the city. That would... Well... We live on it. We live in it. So... kind of a problem for us if we don't have it anymore.
It will be. You don't mind me prying. What exactly is your interest with the secret guest?
Frankly, my interest now is to ensure that they don't do anything rash. My duty is to Azora and the people within it, but I am always one for branching out my networks. If there was a way to bring them in safely, work. But otherwise, now, it seems they may be too much of a threat. However, my original intentions were, well, not this. I had only heard about them through some of my Shadow Walker contacts. Apparently, one of theirs were tracking them for some time and had gotten close. And, luckily, I was able to delay those Shadow Walkers' journey. But it's besides the point. I wanted to expand my network at first, and I still do. But I will leave it in your hands, Satho. It is your decision to make. That is what I want, but I do not want it at the risk of the city. If you feel the city is truly in danger, minimize that risk.
See.
But, Satho, another thing. About what we talked about with the you becoming a proper lore master, getting your own tower. I think you should ultimately decide on this one. It could go a long way in proving what kind of lore master you might be. And if you do well, it'd be a great opportunity to garner more political favor for getting you that tower and position it. It could go a long way. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, someone just entered into my office. I'll have to go, Satho, but I trust you to handle this.
Appreciate your trust.
And the connection ends, but like at the same time, that's kind of like those conversations were happening like simultaneously. Like while you were in the back, you're gonna have the middle conversation. They were having their little bit of an argument there. You snap back and you see the conversation has kind of gotten to the close it got to. And a few moments pass, and the Yanati exits the leader. Okay. Hey, you can come back in now if you want. Or not, but they are ready to go.
Have
Where
a-
are you?
Do you need the cloth to dry off?
No.
I'm good.
It's alright.
I like
You
the
had some
humidity.
linens in that drawer if you wanted to.
Well, then
Oh, no, he
perhaps
said
it
don't
would
worry.
be better.
Well, no, now that you mention it. Could
Oh,
use
this is
another
beneath your
towel,
moldy bread.
Oh, yes, the spare linen we use for bandages and such.
Ah, it's scrap, of course. Well, I shouldn't have of course.
Oh wait, no,
But,
not that. Not that one.
Sorry to disappoint you. But you could try my scarf. It is made of the finest Enadi silk. My grandmother weaved it for me herself.
It does look rather luxurious, but surely I couldn't dry myself off on your scarf. That would be rude.
Look, it is made of a water-resilient textile material. It'll just kind of rub water off of you. And then it's no big deal. We are friends. It is what it is for.
Cool. Kind of you.
He nods, and just big spidery eyes looking at you.
How long have
Well-
you led this band, if you don't mind me asking?
How long have I, what was that?
How long have you led the secret guest?
Oh, well, probably a decade now at least. We have had a lot of good times together, different researchers in and there, and you know, there are other research teams that go around, but I've had a pretty good run of it, I suppose. And, you know, the luck streak, though, it had to end somewhere.
And do you believe that they would follow you to the ends of Ethos, the ends of the world?
My team?
Yes.
He looks over. Me? No. The Queen? Yes. And in this circumstance, to them, I am her voice.
I see.
Some pity us for living lives bound to another, another's will, another's, well, everything. But unity gives purpose.
Is made a difficult decision, hoping for your team to escape. I believe we have a few more hours, but never really been a leader, so not sure I'm in a position to give advice, but it's a careful choice to make, choosing the fate of your team. Not everyone is built to be a leader, and not everyone is built to be a follower, but some are.
You say you're not a leader. How have your leaders done for you? The ones that have chosen your fate?
Truly, I couldn't picture different decisions being made. Or where I am, who I am, is shaped by what they decided. And truly, what greater gift is there than fulfilling a duty that you believe in and
One
someone
purpose,
else creates?
crafted by another. To me, even those who say they do not, they are servants of gods or kings or even maybe gang bosses, but it does not matter. They all serve someone at the end of the day, even if it is themselves. We are all servants.
I suppose that's true. as these ones serve you, I just hope you make the. I hope you make the decision that's right for you and for them.
I am confident that I have. That's what our queen would do if it were the appropriate scale. And for ratio-wise, looking around, it's still not close. But
I see.
anyways, well, do you believe in any deities in particular?
Sometimes I will remember the old gods.
Ah, I've heard tales of them. They did not seem to do much for the Inadi, but that is why I do not have faith myself in any of these gods. So I do wonder what that means for my soul. But I suppose we will find out.
I suppose we will.
Or I would suppose.
Do you truly think that your team will take a long time to join you without a leader?
I hope they manage. If they do not escape without me, that would, well, that would make my little sacrifice here feel very pointless. If your gods do believe in any sort of justice, as the one out there was spewing, then this sacrifice should mean something. I am ready to face my fate, whatever it might be. I do not know if there is sense in delaying. The hour goes later, but it will not grow darker.
Very well. I suppose we'll see how this turns out.
Yes. And he gives one final gaze to his comrades. They all just kind of nod at each other, and they give one last double thumbs up to each other. Okay. You fellas be ready. We're not going to put Kolichi in charge. Vamuim, you will be in charge. Oh, okay, boss. Whatever you say. I've been paying attention to what you said. Writing it all down. Yeah. Okay. That is good decision. Right. We going up the front, I presume? Oh, do you need to make this look real? Like, hit me or whatever?
They're gonna see the hole.
You can say we made that with our not the drilling technology. Quick drill make. The whole creator-o-matic, we call it. Still buy it.
Or it was an illusion.
No, it's probably their great spider drilling tech for hives.
I'll leave the talking to you. I'll hopefully be unconscious or, whatever. Or not. I guess you don't have to hurt me. I just thought that would make more of a convincing story. What is the story?
Well, I was gonna
Yeah, I
tell them
guess
the
so.
truth, and you were probably gonna get killed.
Oh. Yeah,
Oh, but we'll see if they have a jail.
that's fair. Alright. Are you going to create the hole now or later?
Suppose if everyone's prepared.
We are.
Ladak and Rick, you're satisfied and ready to exit?
Oh, I'm sorry. Did
I do not know the logistics, so I entrust this plan to you. Simply
were
tell
we
me
using
what
the pit
needs
or
to
were
be
we
done.
using the bomb?
Oh, I say this telepathically. Oh, I gave you the bomb in case you wanted to cause issues with the pit, but
Oh,
I think we've
no.
great. Well, no time like the present, I suppose. And do. I'll make a pit.
The going into the spot, the surface drops and the hole is created, and you hear the crumbling of stone and earth shift as the sudden change in this structure has surprised the ground. It didn't expect it, and now the Anadi sprint through. The four go running, darting through with pretty acrobatic grace, and they vanish into the tree line.
Hey,
You hear the sounds of the camp kind of like coming and investigating and checking it out, and then Dunban kind of runs around. Yep. Go after him, boys. See what you can find. You stay here with me, and kind of points to the Blood Rager. So what's the story?
It seems as though most of them got their way. Luckily, we have their leader.
Bring him over.
Yeah, Plodock is going to
Lights
motion
up
for
a
the
torch.
guy to come up.
Hello.
They stay behind me.
He's just eyeing you.
The way I understand it, this one is the leader. Is this the one that did the surgery on me?
They all held, but he was the head one. Yeah.
He's like the main guy. Okay.
Yeah.
Out of a respect for the laws of the city, I would of course like for him to be brought in. And out of respect for his saving my life, I would prefer he be brought in alive. Death is wholly unnecessary. No lives need to be lost today.
He just tips his hat down, looks towards the
Mine
ground.
is no longer in the balance, and neither is yours. This can be peaceful, cooperative. He is willing.
He looks up. then let him come forth.
Can I insight check him for signs of violence? Both of them.
Yeah, inside check. There's definitely some tension, but you don't sense the immediate signs of murder lust.
Come, you are safe.
Steps forward. Hello. He looks down at the little halfling there in his hat, and he kind of looks up at him. All right. And he clasps handcuffs onto his arm, puts it behind his back, gets the other arm. Come on.
Thank you for your understanding today.
We're done here. And he walks away. And then, like, the naughty looks at you, Iozrak, he looks at you like... And then they head off, leaving you in the darkness.
I suppose now is your chance to do whatever machinations you need in the room before we depart.
Oh, yeah.
I would say we should gather all of the books, vials, chemicals, ink, anything of knowledge.
Oh, you see, they took a lot of that shit. Like the ones that ran took a lot of the
Just
books and like
anything
records.
that's left behind.
Yeah.
Just rather us have it than anyone else.
Yeah. Yeah. Anything that's left behind, any scraps. Make an investigation check, see if you find anything of well, see if you find anything that might be hidden or something.
Can I just help Sathos?
Uh,
I figure Rick is focusing on the center thing, and Satho and I are kind of going around the room.
Then this can be a oh, for Rick it would have been a Tinker Soul check anyways, but I don't know if that matters.
Probably not.
Yeah, but with an investigation check taking around the papers, go ahead and yeah, you guys can help. You could help Satho if you want. And Rick, what were you trying to ascertain about this? You already know a little bit about this device, so I don't know. I might be able to answer the thing already from your previous check.
Oh, is this thing just what's the shield around it? What is this?
That is the energy that's kind of like, so it's in a hole, so that's the
Mhm.
energy that it's giving off. It's kind of like radiating around in the hole, and there's like little electrical sparks that are jumping in between it and hitting the edges of the wall every once in a while, or the rock wall, and that seems to be what's generating the seismic scans.
Okay. Is this movable? Like, is it something I can lift up?
You feel you would have disabled it, but you know how to turn it off. It's pretty straightforward. There is a nearby mechanism that is safely reachable that you can use to turn it off, and it'll deactivate.
Okay. And then could I ruin myself and get super strength and pick it up?
Yeah, absolutely. It is a large, complex device, but it could fit. You could fit this on the. We'll say all in all, it weighs about 150 pounds.
Okay. Ooh, damn.
Yeah, it's a pretty heavy
Biffy, biffy,
piece.
biffy.
That is the
You
vital
need
fifth here.
someone a little more brawny, you could say.
Listen, I am, I think, as strong as you with your brawny.
I also count as a size category bigger, so
Oh, never mind.
probably not even close, little man.
No, probably not.
Now, when you remove this, it's interesting. You remove it from its power source. Its power source is underneath it, which is a little bit heavier and more attached to it. But there is something powering this, essentially. That's what kind of gave this energy. You would have had to find a way to power it alternatively. But the power source seems to be a large, chargeable arcane battery, based on what you can see here. this could be charged for a pretty long amount of time by dumping a sufficient amount of spell energy into it. So it's essentially like a battery that's powered by spells.
Cool. And then he uses the other just to get a little bit more bulky. But that's it for me.
Yeah. But just to be clear, the battery is still in there and stuff.
Cool.
Cool. Yeah. All right.
Which frivolous
But if
to
you wanted
request.
something to add in your inventory, you can just call this the Anati seismic scanning device or something.
Is there maybe a bit of divine aid we could draw on, maybe just to find a drag of anything. A smidgen of guidance for our search.
I prefer when you speak plainly. And yeah, I'll bestow my guidance, my little book onto your head,
Thank you. I just
and then that as well, and then also a D4.
Wow.
That's
Or
how
29.
Digging through the area, you look about. You seem to find a stash of 25 Anati Electrum pieces that was left behind in a little rush. In addition, you do find a scrap of paper that seems to detail. It's a part of a sketch. It looks like there is a rudimentary part of a map that looks like a part of a hive, and it has a note kind of written right on the back. This note seems to be what you understand. Oh, actually, it's just a series of numbers. You could make an intelligent, a history check actually be more appropriate here to discern what these numbers are.
History.
Bloody hell.
So you can add to your inventory. You can add to your inventory a map with a map of a, I should say, Anati hive with weird numbers on back, mysterious numbers on back, unknown numbers on back. That's a better one. Yeah. Yes. Put all three.
Ooh, and that was 25. Is a Nadi Electrum different than Electrum? It's just a different
It's
means.
just printed differently. It has the emblem of a spider-like figure, kind of like. These actually seem to have on the front. They have the symbol of just a spider-like head, and on the back they have a full body Anati kind of doing the double thumbs up.
Nice.
Seems to be a cultural.
Sounds like
greeting
cultural
of sorts.
appropriation to
Yeah,
me.
yeah. If you guys do it, it is.
Seems that they left behind this diagram, but something strange on the back. I'm not something I'm familiar with, though.
It's a bunch of numbers. The numbers.
It is.
What do they mean?
How's we're dismantling of this machine?
It's heavy as fuck. But otherwise, well, I've got this battery that takes spells into it.
That's very interesting.
Wondering if we can use it in some way, maybe in the looking more into your eye.
Would be curious. I also wonder, how deep does the battery go? Like, we can't see the bottom of this hole, right?
The bottom of this hole, it does look like it's drilled fairly deep until you see actually a little bit of a Knobstock's flesh coming into view at the very bottom. But that's like past where the battery's built in. Like
Oh,
that's,
okay.
So like the battery's like constructed into the wall, and you can see past that. Like it's almost like the Death Star reactor that kind of goes down all the way, like a long tube, but it goes down to Knobstock flesh.
I also wonder if it could be useful in, perhaps, as you mentioned before, finding them again. This caliber of arcane battery can't simply be easily shielded unless you're using the battery to shield itself, which, again, theoretical, I suppose.
You're right. I should go get that battery. Where's my rope? Oh, wait, I have climbing stuff just for this. I'm gonna get out my piton, my rope.
Can I climb down and get the battery?
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time. Make a Tinker's Tools check, try to install it. The other part was easier to just remove.
Boop boop boop.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time, probably another 15 minutes or so. But you eventually get all of the connectors disconnected, and you pull out the battery section. This battery is about the size of a suitcase, a little bit wider though, like a more box-like suitcase. So like kind of like this big or so. It weighs about 50 pounds, and it has it's a spell charged battery.
Okay. I think
Looking
it actually.
at this thing, you would know that like based on the construction here on your previous check and with the Tinker's Tools as you remove it, it does have like a self-containing lead box, and lead blocks divination magic, which also coincidentally blocks detect magic.
In Rick's estimation, what is the harder thing to create, the spell charge battery or the machine itself that he took off originally?
Battery is probably more valuable generally.
Mhm.
The Anati seismograph, like, there's magic that could do that. There's spells that could do that. I don't know if it's magic wise. There's other seismographs like dwarves can make and stuff, and there's
Okay.
other means.
Then he's
of doing
probably
it,
gonna leave the 150-pound machine itself, and he's just gonna worry about the battery.
Yeah, the battery is more of a marvel. Other thing's cool too, but and the other thing would be useful for figuring out ways to like trace anything particular about this machine. Of course.
Yeah, he might come back and get it with the buzz or something.
Yeah. Cool. Well, you guys have gathered. You guys have spent some time. Got this battery and stuff removed. Anything else you guys are doing here?
How long is it back to the city?
It is about 4-hour walk, I think.
Okay. Rick will probably just start heading towards one of these little cot hammock things.
Yeah, these are bunk bed hammocks.
No, wait, but not the one near the open hole.
Mm-hmm.
He's gonna go for the one over here. I'll go on the lower one. It's easier.
Gotcha. Settling in for bed then.
Yeah, it's 1 a.m. He's not gonna do a
Yeah.
4-hour walk back,
That's true.
and it's raining, dark. Sucks.
The rain doesn't look like it's letting up either. What about you two? You guys just hanging out? Chilling near the hole?
We've had a rather. You just had surgery. I don't mind keeping watch. I generally don't need 40 weeks. More like 16 and 2/3.
I like the specifics, the details.
I've been trying not to sweat them, but it's rather hard not to.
Allow me to survey the area outside while you are setting up for a watch.
Sure.
And he's gonna try to give you a subtle, like, follow me type of nod.
Mhm.
Sure. I guess I'm proficient in perception. Sure.
Mhm.
My eye wasn't quite in right.
You were looking on my blind side. This one, it's just for spells. I don't see shit out of it.
It's funny. Completely blind on that eye. Actually worthless in terms of an eye.
The only thing I can see
Who
with
are
it is
you?
magic, which is surprisingly useless.
Everything's light and lead.
Everyone uses lead now. Lead
I think,
poisoning is
I think I
rampant.
should be able to see a lead-lined box or something, just not what's inside.
Like Superman rules, yeah. You guys come outside of the cave.
So I thought, am I out of line in my way of thinking? Am I being naive?
I don't think I would call it naive.
Am I wrong?
It's a very difficult question. It's very rarely in my life has it been my choice whether someone else is wrong or right. Always had someone else to decide it. Which makes it all the more difficult when faced with a question of wrong or right.
I value your opinion. Perhaps more than my own.
I appreciate that you do. But when it comes to wrong and right, it's funny, I know so many things, but how to make decisions on wrong or right is paralyzing.
Do you think the city will accept these terms? I'm not well versed in society. But you have lived for so long. You have worked with Rosefinch for this long. You should know. What would Rosefinch think?
Rosefinch chooses those that he chooses his allies closely, and he chooses his targets more closely. The city will go on. No matter what choice you make, the city will go on. But I think we've won today. What we've done is what we chose to do. And we have the possibility of allies. We also have the possibilities of having stoked the fires of a conflict that I probably hasn't seen in a long time. I find no fault in the decision you made. I don't know if that's comforting at all.
It is, to an extent. Okay, I have one final question for you. And
course.
it requires you to speak plainly. I need this to come from Satho, not from Rosefinch. Not out of the interest of our friendship. I need you to truly speak. from your heart is my desire to submit to the Anadi for the sake of prosperity for both. Is this pathetic? And he's like pretty visibly like tearing up despite the rain.
Crystalline tears.
Oh shit, scoop those up. Those are valuable.
Mhm.
Crystallized
Also, a
dragon
tasty
tears.
snack. Nice and salty.
They're crunchy. I don't know if it's pathetic. Submitting to something that you believe in. It's hard to admit it to be pathetic. I'd be a victim of it myself, but perhaps it carries a hopefulness that not everyone.
Is it being a victim if it is by choice? If it is sought? Are you a
If-
victim to your own actions, to your service with Rosefinch?
Be something to think about. Am I a victim of servitude? What's the difference between a victim and a follower? That's a matter of perspective, I suppose.
I believe one happens to you, and the other is by choice. That Anadi was not a victim. He followed. He chose this. He could have left.
Did he have that choice? I really don't think. I think he understood that he didn't.
But he did not flounder. He did not squirm, go down, kicking and screaming. He understood the situation that he was in and what the best course of action is, even if it is not personally beneficial. He did what he believed was the correct thing to do for the sake of his people. I would not call him a victim.
No. But he was a leader. Leadership is a choice.
Do you think Rick is a leader?
I think Rick aspires to leading. He's mentioned his hope to start a chapter in his aura. If you wish to lead, then does that not make you more a leader than a follower?
This is true.
Perhaps a victim of your own pride? To believe that your choices should be made for other people?
Is this something that you would know about?
Well, you've been there. You've heard the people say that the choices that my leader made for me were perhaps not in my best interest. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it. But, does that make me a victim?
I do not know.
And neither do I. makes it feel all the much worse. Is it wrong to submit yourself to someone else? If I said yes, then I'd be betraying my entire self. I'd be left with nothing. I suppose then I'd be the victim. So I think no one's the victim here today. If that makes any sense at all.
I do not worry for today. I worry for tomorrow.
That's fair.
But thank you for your time. Your input is valued.
Thank you for considering my thoughts. I know I veered off the main course, but
You are the first person in this city, my time in Azura on Navsak, whom I have felt a kinship towards. I am the only one I have ever seen of my kind. Truly of my kind. So there is an isolation that one pushes to the back of their mind in order to advance through life. And for a time, I did not think it was so significant anymore. But having you around, saving my life on multiple occasions, saving yours on multiple occasions, and saving lives of the city victims, and doing what needs to be done despite it being gruesome, like what we had to do in that sewer. It has reminded me how alone I have been. So, despite only having been together for a number of weeks now, I truly consider you what it means to have a friend. So, when I have these questions, I will come to you for counsel. And I only hope that you will do the same for me.
I hope to be there, provide counsel. I met a great many beings in my life, and had the chance to only get to know a few very well. And though I see certainly some rocky patches in the future, I'm glad we get to share this time together.
And what is friendship if not bickering and coming out better for it?
I think you're exactly right.
And on that note, I'm off to cement my bickering friendship with Rick. So, thank you for providing watch.
Of course.
Going to patch things up, and then I am going to take rest.
I'll be here.
Yeah, Buck's gonna leave. And then immediately go to Rick. Hey, wake up.
Oh, wait, what's up? This bed still kind of smells like your blood. I slept too close to the surgical table.
You do not have to be bashful. If my scent provides you any sort of comfort, that is good.
It's kind of nice.
I wanted to come and apologize and clarify that I do not think you are wrong.
I appreciate that, and I will clarify that I wish I could have the faith that you have, but it just wasn't instilled in me. Not something I've seen.
All that I ask is that if the opportunity for my way to be correct arises, that you be willing to embrace it instead of fighting against it simply to be correct. and I vow to do the same for you.
I will always promise to hear you out, but I want you to understand that over in Vurin, we got our start as bodyguards. We defended people. So we defended people that were too weak to protect themselves. And so if somebody came up to me and said, I want to know what the weakness of your benefactor is, I would not tell them that. I want to think of the people of Azora as my benefactors. So if you are asking me right now, when it comes to the hive, when we go and talk to the queen, if that's what we end up doing, will I open the chance for them to come here?
Be your benefactors.
They can be my benefactors as well. At the end of the day, Zor has to stand, and the only way I feel like I can guarantee that is by being able to do the same thing to the hive that they can do to me. I don't see any other way out of it. I won't do it, but I need the knowledge.
I suppose be willing to see the queen the same. She will not do it, but she just wants the knowledge.
Well, then we can form a long-lasting and fruitful partnership.
If we can assume mutual competency, things will go better. If you recognize that and do not strictly see them as outsiders or enemies, then I cannot ask more of you. That is all that I desire.
Yeah, my father is very selective about who he lets in. I am not my father, so I am willing to meet with and partner with anybody. But I'm not ready to put my life in their hands just yet.
Okay, that is all. I wanted to put this argument to rest so that I can sleep.
Yeah, I get you. I'll put out
I
his.
do not think your manner of thinking is wrong, just different.
I agree. I don't think yours is wrong. I wish I could share it. Maybe someday I can. But I don't know if I'm willing to take the first jump.
Maybe they will. Good night.
Good night.
And Satho, you just keeping watch out here?
Yeah, Satho, just make sure between this hole and the other hole.
Mm-hmm. Keeping a watch on both your holes. Got it.
That's right.
So, go ahead and make a perception check for me for the watch. And yeah, it's a peaceful night out on the back of Azora. The rain continues. The hours pass, and eventually the rain ceases as the clouds are scattering. There is even more of a calm as we get towards the morning hour. Perfect. The sun begins to rise, and it greets you warmly, Satho, as we get to close to the 6 a.m. mark. Got a few more hours before the others will start waking up, but that would probably be around the end of your watch. You do anything else? or did you want to start resting at the end of your watch, which is actually like 4? I should have said.
Yeah, because I need
Or
3
5.
hours to get my my longer rest.
Gotcha. Yeah, it was 5. It was 5 a.m. when your watch ended, so it's been about an hour. Yeah, you've had an hour and a half or whatever, and you'll have another hour and a half or so, and you'll be at your top. So
Cool.
at around 8 a.m., you come to consciousness, and then about an hour later, the other 2 do as well. But you've already finished your wizardly morning preparations. You've got your spells all done. You've gotten whatever spells you're taking for the day written down, etc., etc. And you finish a long rest. I hope you do.
Cool.
Ooh. Sound of Rick scraping the starter table out of the way as he gets up.
We got a long trip back.
We do.
Oh, actually, did anyone have any spare rations, or didn't have any rations on them?
I do.
Hungry.
I have exactly 2.
I don't know if they're on the bike or not. I'll have to double check.
I'm getting pretty hungry. You didn't bring me a snacky.
I forgot to bring a Snicky. I didn't think it was going to be this long.
Dummies all
It's been a long time since I went to the doctor. Usually they got
In fact-
lollipops. I was
About
kind of
half-
going to fill up on lollipops.
But the weight I'm carrying is actually rations, so you're definitely welcome to have it.
Okay, thank you.
Here.
Packed you a lunch. It's PB&J, your favorite.
Ooh.
Wrapped in linen to keep it safe.
Oh, okay. Cut diagonally.
No
Move.
Go to the triangles.
It's my favorite shape.
The most powerful shape.
I was going to make my bike out of triangles, but then I had to make it with the wheels.
Put a little apple juice in there for you. Spiked it with whiskey.
I got a spray of bug juice.
You guys are all coming too. Whenever you guys are ready, you can just move to the southern edge of the map, and that'll be time to get the fuck out. Back to the city.
Oh, okay. He'll reapply his runes for strength today for carrying the battery.
Cool.
So at least for a part of the way, he'll be able to carry it, no problem. And then it'll get harder.
Where'd you park your bike?
You know? I don't really know.
You know, I forgot where I parked.
You know, I should have some kind of mount or something.
Some
I
sort
don't
of
need to know where she is.
I
As
should
long as she
have-
knows where I am.
I should have one of my 2 mounts here. Oh, Will.
Oh well, let's go. Dun, 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 dun. He carries a big battery.
I didn't think I'd be carrying a big battery, to be fair.
Oh my goodness, just let me hold the battery.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm super strong right now. I kind of like it. However, you could
For
take it
how
out.
long? Okay, like, you're just going to have to hand it over eventually.
Yeah, eventually.
And you seem like you're having to concentrate really hardly on this sort of thing. Or it's just my brawn alone is ample.
No, this is fine. I'm concentrating just fine.
You know, sometimes you'll have to offload burden onto those in your chapter. It is a sign of leadership.
Yeah, but you can do it for like 1 hour, and then it's not so bad, you know? Okay, it's kind of a little heavier. Yeah, if you want to take part of it, like the quarter, maybe.
Pivot.
Box is gonna try to just pick up the whole thing.
Yeah.
Hold it
you
like
do.
on his shoulder or something.
You can lift that bad boy, no problem.
We should go back for the other part. You could probably lift it.
I have another shoulder.
Oh gosh. Now we'll come back.
How much does this thing weigh?
50 pounds.
50 pounds.
The battery.
Just
You can trade
50.
them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm even if I'm carrying the battery in addition to this tapestry, which oh wait, I don't think I have the gasoline tapestry anymore. Didn't I leave it?
No, we put it on the eyeball.
Yeah. We left it there.
Put it in storage then. Put it in the oh shit, I don't have a
We hanging in the bus.
You could.
What a
Let me
sick
do
way.
a,
If I still had the heavy tapestry and this battery, I'm still not even halfway to encumbered.
Oh, just trade. Oh, I know what you do. Trade the tapestry to name it. Add a
Kept
note
by
on the
an
name.
NPC?
Yeah, trade it and keep by NPC, but first name it in the Goblin Nopsaguin so we know where it is. That's a good workflow for that. Nice. And now you can send it to kept by an NPC. Hell yeah. I might just call this Oog Storage. And then that way you know who to send it to. I don't know. But anyways, you guys arrive a few hours trekking through the countryside back the way you came. You do eventually arrive in Foundry. Oh, there we go. In Azora. The hustle and bustle of the city is a change and refreshing sight from the wilderness that you've been trekking through for the past many hours now, and you've been out and about. Like, you have the smell of the woods on you at this point. Any final destinations for you?
I mean, for the battery, Nick, Rick would probably just go with the Goblin Obstacle.
Or like
Got it.
put it on the bus.
Oh yeah. Oh, can the battery be charged to power the bus in inclement weather?
Hypothetically, with spells,
Oh shit!
it could be.
He's gonna get it on the
adaptive.
bus and be like, "I need to go to the garage.
Mhm.
I've got an idea."
What is this giant chair?
You might have to
I
go over there and find out, but you can see it from here. It's towering above the buildings. Actually, it's huge.
Was it
Massive.
was it there when we left?
No.
Okay, making sure.
If we don't have any words, mostly pressing, I suggest maybe we go to the Broken
The
Bones.
chair.
Maybe
The
we go
only
to the
place to
Goblin
go.
Nopsaguin or Krispy Kreme. But no, maybe we go to the Order. I give them this sample, and perhaps petition them for support in keeping the Anadi alive.
Right.
Tell them of what we know and what that Anadi leader is willing to do. Just to fill them in and to give this sample. And
You
to
think-
let them know that I am safe.
Could we get anybody over to the Shadow Walkers just to make sure that the Anadi's okay?
It is probably best if it is not me.
Yes. Where did we leave the warthog?
No, it's probably at the Goblin Obstacle.
Great. Well, why don't we head that way and then you?
Now I
Is
have to
Joey a
start keeping
battery?
track of where it is because I think it's there too. So we'll say it is.
That's kind of
But
where
I'm
I
gonna
default
start keeping
to.
track.
That's where I'm like,
Yeah.
It probably respawned back at the
It
Goblin
probably
Obstacle.
found its way home.
Somehow
So
it
we go to the
respawns. I
Goblin
don't really know.
Nopsaguin to drop off the battery, and then Rick and Hladak, or just Hladak. So maybe I'm assuming Rick is staying with the Warthog, but then Hladaka is going to the Order, and Satho is going to the Shadow Walker Den, or Rick.
Rick could go. I think he'd want to go to the Shadow Walkers just to make sure that the Anadi's okay.
Okay. So the Warthog is going there, so that it might actually. Oh, I guess I have to carry this battery. I was gonna say it might be better than if I just go straight to the monastery and just send you guys to get the Warthog.
Oh no,
and
I
go
got
do
it.
your
I
thing.
can drag it.
Great, here you go.
Okay,
Just dumps it.
just a little slower. Oh wait, I got this. Hold on.
Okay, well, I'm going to the Order to let them know this happening of my safety. Deliver this sample.
Okay, I'm walking normally now.
Do you need some Anadi Electrum for the cart?
Hey, what?
Do you need some Anadi Electrum to pay for your carriage, or you just... I would say hoofing it, but I feel as if that's inappropriate.
I think that 396 gold coins, 3 election coins, 629 silver coins, and 821 copper coins is probably enough for me to walk there on foot free of charge.
You're probably right.
Being Brownie comes with being a mobile bank.
Oh, are you Bronny?
Let me. I forget. I don't count as one size category larger. I count as 2 because I think my Dragonborn also has powerful build.
I think it does. If
So
you're the
I
right
think
one.
I am a huge category creature in regards to holding stuff,
He's downright huge.
which is like kind of the meme of Brawny because then it also lets me grapple and shove huge sized things. I can
Yeah.
throw huge sized creatures.
Yeah. That's a little silly, but that's part of being brawny and having a powerful build.
Fucking buff.
You talking about Huncules?
Honey, you mean...
Honey, you mean Huncules?
Who needs meta feats like Warcaster, all the touched feats and the half feats that that actually do something? Fuck that. That's gonna be bigger.
All right. It sounds
Yeah,
like
but what
we
if you had
have-
one-way telepathy, though?
That's true. That could be sick.
Mm.
One more
What if I can
telepathy.
move things 5 feet with my mind,
My mind.
and then also took exclusively spells to move things?
What if I was able to do
mind.
your feat, but for an hour?
Does it give you +1 to strength? No, it gives
Okay,
you
what
plus
if I
2.
could
Does it give
do
you
a portion
expertise in athletics?
of your feat for an hour?
Does it let you reduce your strength requirement of stuff by 2? I mean, I guess mechanically it kind of does.
But as we
increasing
pull
your
back
strength
into the
is too.
city and everyone starts heading off in the directions, that is where we'll call it for now. But just to kind of fill you in the plan, this obviously is subject to finding good people. If not, we'll just kind of continue regular scheduled programming kind of thing. But if we do, the plan is tomorrow is to kind of have like we kind of got a good point right here where it's kind of a cleanish break from what we were doing now and what we're doing next, so we can get into like some fresh new adventure. Either way, we're going to be getting into a newish adventure one way or another now. Seems like that's where we're at. That's where we're at. But they will be brought in on that. They'll be brought in on the new adventure so that they can, kind of get in from the beginning. We'll let them play through this adventure. It's going to be designed to be like 5-ish sessions. If it takes a little longer, it takes a little longer. And then if they work out and they're fun, we'll see if they want to stick around for longer. Yeah, they're interested in that. That'll be the plan for filling out this game. And by then, actually, honestly, Sunday and Monday might be wrapped up. And if those go well, I might see if anyone else there is curious to just hop on for Thursday too, because there's a couple people that I think would be cool from Sunday and Monday if they did want to try to go on to Thursday or double up or whatever it may be. Who knows? We'll see how it goes. But yeah, next week I expect to have that. That'll be that night. That'll be next week's session, probably. One thing I did want to check is if we did get these people, would you guys be okay with doing skipping a break until we were done with them, essentially, which would be like 5 sessions? If we go past 5 sessions, we would do a break then. But if that would work, if not, we can just do a break normally. But I was curious about that.
Yeah, except we do have one of the D and Destiny sessions for the 23rd,
Shit. How many weeks is that?
which I think is today is this the first game of a block?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that it would have been the break week.
That'd have been the break week.
Now, of course, we can always just cancel that and schedule it out for like another month later or something, if necessary.
I was gonna say let's do a break just because we're doing the other games where that don't have a break, but then if we're doing D and Destiny, it doesn't matter anymore.
It doesn't matter. We're gonna be playing anyways. That's true. I guess we're playing games either way. But Matt, it's up to you, and I guess the rest of you. It's fucked up. It's fucked up to be like, hey, which would you rather play, me or Matt? But like up to you guys, and up to Matt.
Well, no, if
as
it's like
well.
in the interest of this other new player or whatever having more time, that's totally fine. Like I said, my D and Destiny thing is like not a priority. It's just like a fun thing to do on the side to test out some things.
Well, I did have some ideas for my cowboy. So
And
True.
and
on
that's
that
not
fight
the
for
next
sure.
session. Our next session is not this coming Wednesday, but the Wednesday after.
Oh, true. Okay, cool.
We have that
Oh,
on the
at least we'll get
15th,
some
and
in
then the
then.
next game is going to
Oh,
be the
so we
23rd.
we
Yeah.
would get the 29th to play.
We would have.
Or the
well,
15th.
We'll be playing on the 15th. Yeah. So right now we
Cool.
have it scheduled. Session 5 is the 15th.